Fulbright Commission, Delhi, to present Fulbright fellowship opportunities to the youth.
Thank you so much. A very good afternoon. Already aware of the Fulbright Nehru and Fulbright fellowships. So just to give you a very quick overview of the Fulbright program, this program was started in 1946. In India, it was started in 1950 by Senator J. William Fulbright with an objective to increase mutual understanding between US and many other countries. Right now, this program operates in 160 countries, so it is one of the largest educational and cultural exchange programs. We offer various Fulbright Nehru and Fulbright fellowships. The ones which are listed in white, Fulbright Nehru, are jointly funded by both the governments, Government of India and Government of America. And the ones which fall on the yellow panel are the ones which are only funded by the US government. I'm going to touch upon those fellowships which I feel are relevant for the audience here. I'm not going to talk about all the fellowships, but feel free to go on our website if you're looking for information on any additional fellowship program. Fulbright Nehru Masters Fellowship is one of the very popular and prestigious fellowships which is only offered in 11 fields of studies including environmental science. Here we look for candidates who have an equivalent of 4 years of undergrad. So either it has to be a 4 years of degree, undergrad degree, or if it's a 3 years graduation, then 3+1 or 3+2 plus 3 years of work experience. So it's not a master's soon after their undergrad, but we are looking for people who have a clarity as to why they want to do their master's degree at an American institution. These are the fields of study for academic year 24-25. On February 2nd, 23, which is also our birthday of the organization, we will announce the competition, which will be for the academic year 24-25. And you will notice that Earth Sciences is one of the fields in which we are offering our core Fulbright Nehru programs. Fulbright Nehru Doctoral Research Fellowships is for the PhD students who are registered for their PhD in India, and if you want to do a part of your research in the US for a duration of 6 to 9 months, then you can apply for this program. So you decide how long you want to stay in the US. 4 years, and if you are looking for a postdoctoral research experience, then this is the program that you should apply for. So if you should have received your PhD between July 2019 to July 2023, and this program is for a duration of 8 to 24 months. Again, you decide as an applicant as to how long you want to go for a postdoctoral research, whether 8 months, 10 months, 18 months, 24 months. So minimum is 8 months, maximum is 24 months of duration. Now this might be of interest to a lot of faculty members who are present here. It's called Fulbright Nehru Academic and Professional Excellence Fellowships. It is designed for faculty, researchers and professionals. We need people who are working as freelancers, consultants, in honorary positions. So even though you may be officially retired from your institution, but are still contributing to the field, you can apply for the fellowship. So there is no age restriction in any of these fellowships for a duration of 9 months. So again, depending on how your institution is, whether you can take time off from your institution and go for a semester or 2 semesters, you can apply for the program. This program gives you an opportunity to go and teach or do research or do a combination of both. Then we have Fulbright Kalam Climate Fellowship, which is again offered at the doctoral, postdoctoral and academic and professional excellence fellowships. So if you know of people who are working in the climate change sciences field and are interested to apply, then there is a separate Fulbright Kalam Climate Fellowship, which is again jointly funded by both the governments, Government of India and the US. These are 2 new programs which were recently started just last year with Emory, and the other one is with UMass. This year, Emory is actually trying to recruit a faculty member from India who can go and teach teach or do research in the field of multidisciplinary approaches to global integration. So here, you only can go to Emory. However, in the other fellowships, you can actually go to any institution in the US. So this is one with Emory and others with UMass. This year, their field is public policy. Now this is again something which I definitely want to bring to the faculty's attention, because many of you would be eligible and might be interested in this. This is for administrators, for example, heads of the department, deans, or people who are registrar, vice chancellor, college principals. This is only for a duration of 2 weeks. So usually around 10 administrators from India are selected, and they spend 2 weeks visiting different US institutions to study various components to come back and make their institution, they are basically looking at internationalization of their own institution in India. So this is something which is very popular among administrators who can't take a longer time off from their institutions. This is only for a duration of 2 weeks. Then we also have a Humphrey Fellowship, which is more for professionals. I'm not going to go much into this because not so much for the academicians. But if you know of policymakers, whether it is in government sector or private or NGOs, please do bring this program to their attention. As I said, these are fully funded fellowships. So what does that cover? So we provide a monthly stipend, which varies, of course, depending on which program you apply for and which institution you are affiliated to in the US. There is in addition to the stipend, we provide a lot of allowances like settling allowance, excess baggage allowance, airport transfer allowance. Now, when you go on the academic and professional excellence fellowships, which is for the faculty members, there is also a dependent allowance which is provided. So dependent is actually your spouse or a child below 21 years of age. So if you want to take your dependent who is going to stay for more than 80% of your grant duration, we provide a dependent allowance and we cover round-trip transportation for one primary dependent. So again, there are these allowances provided depending on which grant you are applying for. There is a round-trip transportation from India to the US and also medical insurance in America for your entire grant duration. So I don't think you can ask for anything more. Where can you go? So again, you decide, except the Emory and UMass Fellowship, where you want to go. So depending on what your area of interest is, you can choose to go to any college, any university in the US, even an independent research institute. We have arts fellowships where people go to Smithsonian museums. So it completely depends on your field of interest. So right now, we have around 130 fellows on the different Fulbright Nehru grants. They are placed in 27 different states, and of course the most popular ones are the Massachusetts, New York and California. That's why you will see these dancing arrows on those 3 states. This is our profile for the 23-24 academic year. So for Fulbright Nehru Fellowships, we received 2,000 plus applications. We have selected 138 nominees, which means somewhere around 6.7%, close to 7% is the success rate of the applicants who apply for the fellowship. And 46% of these nominees are women. So we are reaching towards women parity when it comes to the nominations in the Fulbright program. Just to give you a sense of how competitive each fellowship is, so this is our statistics for 23-24 application cycle. So for example, for Fulbright Nehru Academic and Professional Excellence Fellowships, we got 334 applications, 35 are nominees, so somewhere around 10% of our applicants get selected for this fellowship. The application deadlines, as I said, on February 2nd, we will announce the program. The application deadlines will begin from May 17th. You will find all the details on this particular website. So thank you so much. I have some handouts in case anybody is interested. They can take these handouts from me. Thank you so much.
adapt to the society. How it can be, the presentation is framed with that idea. Everybody is feeling that yes, today is cold in Nagpur, yesterday was a bit cold, maybe tomorrow will be drizzle or rain. All these things are a part of the climate change. And climate is changing because of many reasons. One reason, as we know, that greenhouse gases are increasing. So the topic is so chosen that we should address, we should understand the problem first. So total 22 slides I have brought here, and out of that 11 slides will be addressing to the problem, the importance of that problem, significance of that problem, and then how we can address. The policies are there, the government is working on those issues, and they are likely to propose something and give some glimpses, and ultimately what should we do as a earth scientist or as a part of Indian citizen or world citizen. So that is the thing which is in background. This is the topic what is chosen by us, ensuring the supply chain of nuclear fuel minerals and critical elements for achieving net zero 2070. The key point, as I said, is 2070. 2070 is very far, but as we know that the limited goal is 47 and 2030. So we will be talking, say, half century, that is 2050, which, if the direction is right, naturally the net zero 2070 will be achieved. And as of now, it is a really dream to have net zero carbon emission in 2070. Certainly, we should make out our path to touch that direction. I will be reading all those things. These are the glimpses of my talk, which I am going to select. First thing, everybody knows, as I said, the first 10 slides are going to state the problem, and the next 10 slides are going to put up the probable solutions where our science is going to help a lot. Everybody knows that this is the status of carbon dioxide, which is increasing day by day. And we are the people who are making it higher and higher. So in 2007 it was 380 ppm, in 2020 it was 400 ppm, and now in 2023 it has to be 420 or 425 ppm. The data will come subsequently, but it is likely, projection says that it is going to be higher. One can understand these two laws which are indicating the emission of carbon dioxide and how this is increasing. And this is also fossil fuel emission and this is carbon dioxide emissions. Both are given, they are taking the steep rise in that. Again, for this purpose, everybody is worried, and in August 26, the Prime Minister, as we know, everybody knows that this mantra of 5.5 strategy was proposed by the Prime Minister. How he has proposed, and that is basically government strategy, which is already explained. We are the people who have to explain all those things to get net zero. What is that? Non-fossil energy capacity 500 gigawatt by 2030 is required, and 50% of energy requirement till 30 will be from renewable energy. I will be discussing renewable as well as the other options, what are the available things. And third point is, India will reduce its projected carbon emissions by 1 million tons by 2030. This is already stated. One can Google it and one can see things are there, the net available in the net. India will reduce the carbon intensity by its economy by 45% by 2030, and India will achieve net zero by 2070. This is the plan which has been already explained in 2026, and then next in the next version of this, it was again stated by the minister in charge, which has already reiterated that we are going to have this. Now, this broad picture, we have simplified the things, so broadly you can see how the 21 data, 31st December 21 data, latest data, and this data, 22 data is yet to come, so we are depending on 21 data. This is the energy mix. India's cumulative installed power capacity, mostly we are coming carbon, greenhouse gases, which are and this renewable energy is from 30.4%. This has to increase. Renewable is comes from 12% from solar, large hydro 11.8, wind 10.2, biopower, small power, all these things are contributing to 28%. So this has to be increased, that is the idea. And the rest are legal, nuclear, electronic diesel. We discuss what are the options available. See, this is the two graphs which are giving the glimpses. What are those glimpses? Power capacity, India's power capacity as on 3120. You can see this is a fossil fuel, this is a hydro, this is a nuclear, this one is a top one is total and nuclear is very bigger, red color. All those things. Similarly here also, so the annual electricity, both things are going together. Installed power capacity and annual electricity generation are going. And this graph shows total. Point is that the capacity is increasing and our electricity generation is also increasing. But the major chunk comes from this one, this graph. This graph is from major. This has to be reduced. Non-conventional renewable and nuclear, but we should see here the total. Total comes from total. India is likely to have this roughly 8,000 terawatt of energy from 2052. But right now we have only 2154, which is a bigger. We have to 4 times increase the things. And per capita, this column also concentrate, which gives the essence of the concept. Per capita electric generation has to be increased. In 2002, it was 614. In 2022, it is 1620 kilowatt per hour. And in 32, it has to be increased so that if we are going in this way, then only our need will be fulfilled. It is requirement. This what we are taking as per present rate of requirement of energy. So this is the per capita generation what we are interpreting. But if the speed of industrialization, the requirement everything goes higher, naturally this column will not be standing. We may need much more capacity to provide enough energy for us. So this is one point which one has to see. How 614 has been projected to 10 times, I can say, in 2050. I am not talking to 70. 70 will be much higher. But that is a very long goal. It is better to discuss some 30 years goal, which if it is in the right direction, naturally it is going to be achieved in 2070 goals. Again, what is the other option? As I said, right now the nuclear is very meager. It is hardly 3% and it is also projected that this should be 26%. And what is the possibility? Here 47% is projected for coal, 16% for hydro. This is a hydrocarbon based, that is gas based, and this is hydro 8%, non-conventional 4%, and here this 26%. So probably this gives the idea that this is the source which is growing very fast and which has to go fast to compensate this. If we want to reduce 47 to lower level, this 26 has to go up. How it can go up ultimately to get the non-renewable related energy along with mix of the nuclear energy. So the option what we are thinking that could make nuclear energy be the option. Yes, nuclear energy has the lowest average life cycle CO2 emission among other energy technologies. That is a well-established fact world over. Earlier it was said that Germany is going back to, Germany is again going, France and Germany are again going back to nuclear power. Earlier they opposed, but now that is the only option. And Ukraine war has already given that idea that we cannot depend upon the gas-based power generation. So that is also one point. Then nuclear power plants have the lowest land requirement, lowest structural material requirement when we compare to other power plants. Carbon footprint in thermal power plants based on coal or other hydro also. They require a lot of material which has got impact on the carbon emission. So this is comparatively, it is lower side. These are the facts which have been brought by the study conducted by the department. Then they are nuclear power plants are most reliable source of generating electricity 24/7. This is very important fact which we should understand. Coal will be dependent upon mines. Then minor or many factors are there: availability, production, then transportation. Railway has to brought to the side. Then generation. Many factors are there. But here everything is clear. In case of solar, sun guard is required. Then again, in case of hydel, yes, water guard is required. Many factors are there. So all those things are, at least if we have this option, are not at all affecting to that extent which in other cases. So in that way, yes, it is there. And uranium is easier to stockpile than natural gas. This is also one statement which is emerging, that we can contain it. It is always contained. Radioactivity is everywhere and it can always be contained. If we are going for MRI or if we are going for X-ray analysis or if we are going for any investigations, activity is there. Quantum of activity changes, but in this case it can also be contained, and if it can contain, it is the best way of handling things and best. Ma'am, can you help me? I am getting distracted. So it can help you to contain the radioactivity to understand. Now, here, if you see, they are very well structured for safety point of view. Probably that is being guided by the international practice. Rather, other power plants, maybe hydro, maybe thermal, they are not guided by so much so stringent safety precautions. So in that way, yes, they are there. And again, one more. Then coming back to another argument, this is a very important argument which is depicted by graph, and this concept is coming from MIT. They have done the study, and that what they are saying, there are two things. I will explain this graph. Here the carbon emission is increasing 15, 50, 100 to 300. This is a kilowatt per hour, and this is side decarbonization where nuclear and renewable are there. Nuclear and renewable are there. If you see, if emission, if the gigawatt hour is increasing, then what is happening? This positive side. So naturally, if you are going this side, and ultimately this is indicating electricity price. Ultimately, everything is related to price. This is related to $0 per megawatt hour, and this is $300 per megawatt hour. So, if you are in this place, that means higher capacity, and if you are depending upon nuclear and non-renewable, the cost is lower side. If you are going for, say, this is the side of only non-renewable, if you are going that side, the cost is going high for lower generation, but if you are going for high. So the point is that one has to be in this area where the cost is lower and you are getting higher generation and you are making a mix of nuclear plus non-renewable resources. That is the study what they have done, and we are focusing on that study. Probably Government of India has also decided that we should go to this mix where nuclear will also come into picture and non-renewable resources in the form of various sources. I say solar is one, biomass is another, hydel is to some extent. All those things will be coming in a form of mix, and slowly the nuclear mix should go up, as I said, 26%. It should go beyond 26% to touch the requirement of the future. considering considering these things, we have already planned. This is a very old concept, and we have already decided in independent India, number of power plants are already there, but we are going to construct many power plants in this. So, we have already decided that we should increase the source, as I said, 26%, and the decision is already there. Many new power plants are likely to come in many areas. One is Jaipur, Maharashtra, Tukadoji Andhra, BTVD, Gujarat, Haripur, West Bengal, Nagpur, Madhya Pradesh. Many are likely to come. These names you might have not heard, but they are there in the planning stage, and maybe after 10 years, when we are likely to raise that 26%, these plants are likely to be placed, you may see in future. So all these things are there, and in addition to that, whatever facilities are there, that facilities are already planned for upgradation, and this is the upcoming 14. In the old places, we are bringing up, we are taking number of plants more to get. Point is that we are establishing, we are touching to that goal of 26% or higher through this power plant establishment, and power plant requires fuels. Fuel will come through the resources. If we see again, since it's a Earth Scientist forum, I can just share only some thoughts that nuclear power plant has got many categories. But in thermal power plant, only one category. You can burn the coal, you can get the steam, and you can generate the energy. But in nuclear power, there are various ways for burning of the fuel, that is your uranium. It could be enriched, it could be natural, it could be mixed. So all those things are there. These are the fuel-based power plants, and they have been given various names. They have got their different technologies. Just like now we have vehicle petrol driven, we have vehicle diesel driven, we have gas based vehicles, similar type of things are there. So here we have pressurized heavy water reactor, we have fast feeder reactor, we have LW light water reactor. Light water means normal H2O, pressurized water reactor means H2O, D2O is deuterium oxide. So all those two technologies are there, and all those technologies we have mastered, we have developed, and we can produce energy. We should see this last table which says all those availability of gigawatt electricity. Our aim is to get the understanding that how this is going to increase and how it is going to produce the gigawatt electricity. In 2002 it is 2.72, in 22 it is 29 point, only 10%, and 32 is likely to be 62.9, and this is the projections what has been made. That is, only we can produce 275 gigawatt electricity. This is the projection for 25. If we are taking up those routes, what I have said just in the previous slide, that many power plants are likely to come, and all these things will require fuel. Fuel has to come from within India, or we can import. Again, the policies, as we know as a mineral economist, that if it is available outside India in cheap, naturally we should get it, and whenever the rates are high, we should use our own. So with that policy, we are importing it right now, but we are keeping safe our resources, maybe for 10 years, maybe after 20 years, when the prices are not affordable to us. Now, coming to another concept, which is why it is required. As I said, it is required. In the coming 5 decades, coal-based thermal power plants will continue to be the mainstay of next generation. Share of nuclear power has to be significantly enhanced, as I already explained. This is one conclusive part is coming up. Then For the nuclear power to play this role, the ongoing PSWR, LWR, FER program should be completed. Of course, they are continuing. So whatever plan we have made, that should be completed. That is the meaning. And the development of this is again some new concept which is emerging, which will enhance 26%, may become 36 or 46% based on this mixed fuel related reactor technology. So that is also continuing at some place. Then fast breeder reactors are that whatever fuel we put up and that get enhanced, and we put up some, say some tons of fuel. 25 minutes ना? So 2:15 ना इसका? हाँ ठीक है. Okay, बस I think खत्म हो जाएगा. हाँ. So this is also there, and then thorium-based thermal power technology as well as this one. आपका 25 minutes में हो जाएगा. Only 22 slides. So now another concept is there, which is your small modular reactor. This is a very important thing which has emerged, and we are converting the coal power plant, thermal power plant into a small reactor. That is a very important scientific idea has been generated, and the ready-made reactors will be prepared, and they are going to replace the thermal power, and the energy will be generated through this. So this way, the clean energy is likely to be there. For that, as I said, the fuel is required. Naturally, U is required, and other elements. These are the other elements in different color. They are required for generation of such type of nuclear energy. So we are in self-sufficient conditions, and we are producing it. Now, as I said, enough material is available. This is the data which is available with us. As I said, 3,75,000, and it can sustain many gigawatts. So right now we are using our own resources, we are importing it, both ways we are mixing it, and we are going ahead. So this resource is available, and we can touch that concept which I said, that plus 26% share of the energy. And with them, naturally, the other critical minerals, as I said, the requirement of critical mineral is likely to be there. So with this, many critical minerals are there. These are the critical minerals which are associated. So when we take out one resource, another resource is a byproduct, and in the form of byproduct, we see them. So all these things are available with us. We can see that enough RE resources are available with us along the beaches, and these resources are going to be available for rare earth point of view, which is again going to be a critical element for our studies. And in addition to this, this is a picture which shows that yes, these are the places where rare earth, associated rare earth are likely to be available with us, which we can harness them. These are the rare metals, and pegmatite, as you know that pegmatite has got many resources. Main thing is lithium, and lithium is available in this. And in lithium, this is a picture of lithium. Those who are interested to see lithium, they can go to this AMD style, and we have kept lithium and uranium minerals. One should go and one should see those elements. So this is also going to be a very critical mineral for the purpose of electricity, purpose of other programs. So with this, the last slide, final slide, what I can say, the clean energy transition with penetration of non-fuel-based energy sources and achieving net zero by 2070 nuclear in terms of base load power can play a big role in the decarbonization strategy. It is in this context that the role of nuclear energy will be critical for energy. The atomic and critical minerals required for the projections of 2052 and 70 energy requirements from nuclear mix is a planned clear roadmap for execution. You gave 25, only 2 minutes to, and 2 minutes in because of this. Usually I don't
Now I request Master to please chair the session. And parallel session will be conducted in Hall 2, and for that Professor A.M. Hofle and Dr. P. K. Jain will be chairman and co-chairman. All the participants who are participating in another session, please go in that other hall. Hall number 2.
It is not natural what it is. So landslide occurs due to natural process of anthropic process. This is my answer to your question.
And yet you are mobility of this work.
So I have taken this landslide is very common in around the world. So I have taken up to find out the cause of the landslides and its mitigation. So I have already mentioned that it's a particular factor. So during the construction of this national highway, we have to take care of it. Okay.
We will need time, sir. Because already we are running behind. The second presenter is again
I will start my presentation with a brief introduction, brief idea of study area, geology of study area, morphometric indices and regions, and will be included in discussions and conclusions. In its introduction, the present study examined the morpho-tectonic parameters of Giza-alien basins with emphasis on its implications for tectonic activities. The data for these studies were extracted from the DEM and secondary to satellite data along with the Survey of India composite with verification. Morphotectonics features being a very useful and important indicators in exploring the relative tectonic activity. I analyzed 6 geomorphic indices. They are SLD index, valley floor width to valley height ratio, radius variation asymmetry factor, transverse topography symmetry, Vessel elongation ratios, and isometric integers along with isometric graph to evaluate the relative levels of tectonic activity in the study area. So on the right side we can see the study areas. It represents the study areas of Isai Iring River Basin is located in between the given latitude and longitude. On the western side of the Imphal Valley, it has a total catchment area of 471.7 km square. National Highway number 37, which is popularly known as Imphal-Ziri Road, connects Imphal, Manipur and Silchar Assam, passes through this subbasin. The study areas lies in Kampotchi, Tamil Nadu and None district of Manipur. So the pictures represent the geology of the study areas, where major portion of the study areas is covered by varied groups, Eocene, Paleocene and Descent groups, Paleocene to Eocene. These green colors represent the varied groups and the light pink colors represents the Descent groups. To both rivers and Iring, the rivers flows along the Dalen Fault and Lanka Faults respectively. Here we can see these are the Dalen Faults and these are the Lanka Faults. So faulted synclinal axis is clearly seen on the ridge of the Marang Singh area. And so these are the Marang Singhs. From here we can see the faulted synclinal axis. Isai Fault is northeast southwest threading, which is approximately 11 km long, and we have the Isai Fault here. The southwesterly flowing courses of Isai River flows the major part of the Isai Fault. The entire Isai Fault serves as the faulted contact of various occupying Makumbot with the descent in the valley regions. Makumbot is a name of place in the Marang Singh somewhere here. Morphometric and indices, stream length gradient index and SLP index. Stream length gradient index is defined as the product of the channel slope or the gradient of the region and the total channel length from the point of interest where the index is being calculated upstream to the highest point on the channel. Here delta is the difference in elevation differences between the top and bottom of the ridges. Delta is the length of the and perturbations in river profile can be done by computing SL index along the river process. Variation in this index may be due to lithological changes in the bedrock or due to active tectonisms. SLK index is computed by normalizing the SL values by K for the entire rivers, and for this K we can obtain the values with the help of the formula where H minus H2 divided by natural log of L2 minus L1, where H1 and H2 are the elevations and head and mouth of the river, and L1 and L2 are distance from the source to each end of the river. The ratios SL by K quantifies the stiffness of the short rays of the river against its overall stiffness, and also permits comparison of stream gradient index among different rivers. SLK index identifies the significantly steeper channel gradient when SLK and SL by K ratios is greater than 2, and much steeper channel gradient when SL by K ratios is greater than equal to 5, or even SL by K ratios is greater than equal to 3. So SL by K values are utilized to delineate areas where there is an anomalous departure of river gradient from their expected values. Such rivers would indicate zones of active tectonic deformations according to Rivers and Gosnich 1993. So these are the profile pictures showing their respective SL by K ratios with among the profiles of Tukul rivers, Izai rivers and Iling rivers. Valley floor width to valley height ratios is also one of the important morphometric indices to help in identifications of the tectonic of the study areas. It quantifies the valley incisions in an afflicted area. So it can be defined with the help of this formula. The value can be calculated with the help of this formula. Here in this formula, VF is the valley floor width to valley height ratios. VFW is the valley floor width. ERD and ELD are the elevations of left and right valley divides for a given sections line respectively facing downstream. AC is the valley floor elevation. Valley floor width and valley height ratios according to rules and maximums, it can be classified as V-cell values. If the values is less than 1, where still they are actively incisors and they are commonly associated with uplift, and moderately active tectonics when the value ranges between 1 and 1.5, and U-cell values when the values is greater than 1.5 is subjected to major lateral erosion. For my study areas, I found the value ranges for 0.053 to 0.26, which shows V-cell values which still they are actively incising and commonly associated with uplift. These are the cross-section profile in the picture showing from where the values of VF has been calculated. The drainage basin asymmetric factors helps in determining tectonic activity based on tilt of river basins. The trunk string of a drainage basin will migrate in relation to tectonic tilting, and these drainage basin asymmetric factors can be calculated with the help of the formula given here. So AF is the asymmetric factor, AR is the area of the drainage basin in the right side of trunk channels when facing downstream, and AD is the total area of the basin. Asymmetric factor should be equal to 50 for a main stream that forms and continues flow in a stable setting, whereas AF greater or less than 50 would decide the tilt according to Keller and Weber. For my study areas, I found the calculated values of sub 87.41, indicating that the channel has shifted downstream left side of the study area. Transverse topographic symmetric factors helps in determining the tilt directions of the rivers in relation to active tectonics. So, transverse topographic symmetric factors can be calculated with the help of the formula given here, where dA is the distance from the midline of the drainage basins to the midline of the active meander belt, and dd is the distance from the midline of the basin to the drainage department. According to Box, for perfectly symmetric factor, T should be equal to 0 as the asymmetry increases dA process to value 1. basin elongation ratios is a quantitative geomorphometric parameters that deals with the set of river basins, and it is calculated according to the formula given here, where EB is equal to 2 root over AB is the diameter of the circle as same as that of the basin areas, where LB is the length of the basin measured from its mouth to most distant point of the basin. Basin elongation ratios can be classified as circular if value greater than 0.9, when over for ranges between 0.8 to 0.9, less elongated from 0.7 to 0.8, and elongated if less than 0.7. For my calculated values, study areas, I have found that the study areas has the value of 0.58, which indicates elongation in nature. So these are the some tables showing the parameters. Thank you, sir. So these are the last slide. The study of geographic indices provides valuable information to generate nature of morphotectonics of the desired interpretations. The result of the calculated morphological parameters when synchronized with the tectonically active character perturbations. The calculated parameters like asymmetric factors is 0.41% and factor to over symmeters 0.422 helps us to discover that the water set has shifted up the right side, and to pull the river has shifted to the left side of the water set from the datum facing downside. Mainly two tributaries reside in living rivers flowing the main rivers from the right side, and the elevation of the right side is higher related to the left side, left divide. Geometric curves and its integral 0.5 shows that the water set is passing through early mature stage under the cycle of erosion. Other parameters also correlate the computing forces, that is erosive power and the tectonic. All the parameters study shows that the tectonic forces dominate over erosion, and therefore the study areas is tectonically active in nature. Like this concluded. Thank you.
Now the paper is open for one question.
No pre-geological survey in India. Alignment is made with civil engineering and local administration. It is very unfortunate that we are always doing research after a landslide has happened, after something, some disaster has taken place, we go there. Why not before? I think Indian science and expert should suggest to government, like to make it mandatory that a company should have a chartered accountant and the other. Make it mandatory. I know we have done it in mining sector, but mining sector very avoids. Your employee for a few days, then he will run away, then for months because they will have to pay geologists. And almost absolutely everywhere where the geological consideration is necessary, whether it is town planning, water supply, sewerage, distribution systems, road, environment, any civil construction, aerodrome, any power construction, port construction, we are not.
Sir, we have noted your suggestion, and that is a very good suggestion. Chairman of this section, Chair has already taken the note. Now, next project.
You can see this part. We have a project is going on. There is one tunnel is here, the other tunnel is here, and in between the area of the tunnel, we have the cut slopes. In these cut slopes, they are having a railway yard also, railway station also there. And the down photograph if you see, sorry, the down photograph you see, then you will find that everything is there. It's a very, very massive landscape, and this is actually because of the excessive rainfall in the month of May and this April and May, and that was actually a real difficulty. People were there, territorial army was there, camp was there, railway staff see here in the drone image, the entire has been collapsed. This is because of the very excessive rainfall last 2 months, 3 months, and then collided the entire. It must be a old slum. There, the crest hill was like it in the left, and somehow when the engineering situation was totally become indisciplined. And you will also see it in part. This is the area where the railway formation. You can see all these things, and the entire thing has gone in this river. So almost the river is also getting blocked. So this is the real as we know, basically west part of Manipur is made up very young present formations, and we have got very weak rocks. All these things are also responsible for landsliding issues. Another thing is this area is technically very high. So that is also one of the ways that we have tectonic activity also, sometimes minor tectonic activity also. And because of the climate change, what we are trying to discuss every day, movement and every platform, thing is that out of climate change, whether climate is getting warmer or cooler, we are not bothered. Only thing is precipitation pattern has definitely got very, very modified. And 6 months rain, if you are having in 1 month, you will understand. Anywhere in the world, not in Manipur or in anywhere. That part we have to be careful here. And railway formations, they were there in model of 2009, which developed with the Cartus data. And this is actually a drone survey that is because there was no way out to study this area at that time. So with the drone survey, we see that you can compare those things, you will find that how much massive land people recognize. So altogether, the category is something about 6 lakhs cubic meters right there. The railway track totally covered. We have to make serious kind of tunnel to get the railway track covered, because if you keep on clearing it, maybe in the next season or maybe next time, again the same time take follow it, trigger also. So these are the issues which are very difficult. And now I will show you the topographically, because this was the nice section, you can see it here. So this was a yard thing we have done it, and the original slope was like this. You can see nicely the sided material has gone inside. So something which we require really take care in the future part. This is the stability for things, the different parts of the bridge. There also we can see that this area was very, very long time there is a good no, but somehow because of the excess rains or there was also one was there in 2016. Okay. So this May and June we can see that. So that was only difficulty was there. So they are find that with the DM analysis very quickly we have done it, because the rainy season was started, so we could not do much work, and although the entire area belongs to North India Railway, so until unless they will not have any MOU and other things, we can't make more of it also. So that another problem was there. But recently we are quite hopeful. Maybe in the next week the leader is coming from Manipur University. Because what we now decided that what is happening in this site already, until unless we will not do the monitoring 5-6 parameters which are the triggering mechanism of the landslide, we can't see that, because here passenger trains, goods trains, everything will be coming out. Total distance is about 110 km. And another thing is this 57 tunnels protected, but between 2 tunnels legal floors. So that is a very, very technical part. And we may start with installation of instruments, slowly monitoring, maybe after good experience, we can go for the money system also. Where the people are involved in the training or like this, they are going to see it. So this was actually my message for our Congress, that these are the helps and how to see that. And we also got a point. The problem is this, the rights agency and RDSO, another high-level agency in Indian Railways, but they also could not get good expertise of it here. This time they claim that it's a very peculiar state. It is one of the first state in India with confident. We have started railway not in India, many other countries, but they are facing problems now. It's an ambitious project costing about 13,000 crores, and the railway track about 110 kilometers. Statistically is very important because it will be connecting in Myanmar and other things. So therefore it is. So this is one of the challenging things for all of us in the geoscientific community. How far we can see, we are going to really have a background of these regions where we have alerts. So monitoring and early warning system is a topic all over the world. People are facing problems. Once they give warning, but no alerts taking place. Once time they are not doing anything, alert takes place. So now see this rescue team is they were searching dead bodies and all those type of things. Took about 2 months time, 3 months time to recover about 80 bodies out of 1 body. Thank you. Do you have any questions?
Area, materials and methods, determination of water quality. Next, summary and conclusions. These are the introduction. India is the tremendous increasing of the groundwater utilization because of rapid growth of population and industrialization and urbanization. Then availability of groundwater in a badly affected anthropogenic activities is contaminated because over-exploitation, improper disposals of the industrial waste, agricultural waste, domestic waste. Then, consequently, seriously threatening of prevailing of agricultural practices in more usage of fertilizers and soils will be contaminated and automatically food grains are also it is injected in pollutant. So then groundwater quality is also into depth water, seasonal changes, dissolved salts on subsurface environment. Accordingly, World Health Organization, more than 80% of waterborne diseases. It becomes imperative to monitor quality of groundwater. Regularly devise based on means, protect from contamination, quality of groundwater, dispatching using by physical, chemical and biological activities, biological parameters. Then it is without health and hygiene, groundwater certain concerning the need and the purpose of human consumption. Then this figure clearly shown to the man-made anthropogenic activities for contaminating. So once groundwater is contaminated, it is a quality cannot be restored by arresting the pollutants from the resources. It becomes imperative to regularly monitor quality of groundwater device based on means to protect. Water quality index is one of the most effective tools to communicate information over the quality status. It concerns user community and policy of makers. It becomes an important parameter of assessment management of groundwater. The purpose of present study is to estimate the groundwater quality in Tirupati, geometrically represented by the GIS, Geographical Information System, and for understanding the present scenario and glance.
GIS is one of the powerful tools for developing solutions for water resources problems, for assuming water quality, determining water availability, preventing floods, understanding the natural environment and managing water resources on local and national scales. WQI Water Quality Index was first developed after 1965 based on weighing and mathematical calculations. A number of researchers developed various WQI models based on weighing and rating of different water quality parameters. So WQI is a dimensionless number ranking from 0 to 100, and also unique digital rating expression of overall water quality status: excellent, good, and good. So these are the physico-chemical properties of some groundwater qualities. Groundwater samples are collected from deeper bore wells in rural areas. 8 rurals are taken. 8 samples are collected, and each village small tanks are there. So it is a clearly international standards to compare to drinking and domestic based on water quality indexes. These are the water quality assessment of drinking, domestic, agriculture and industry. So physical parameters, chemical parameters and biological parameters. These are clearly shown into the. So our study area, Tirupati is located in Chittoor district. Chittoor district, Andhra Pradesh in India. So it is the land 13 degrees, 39 minutes and 79 degrees and 25 minutes east. The average elevation of 162 meters. Average elevation of 162 meters. The population is 4,65,000 and 2020 census. So Tirupati total geographical area is nearly 201 square kilometers. The average rainfall is 1086. It is the famous for richest temple, Sri Venkateswara Swami temple, dedicated to Lord Venkateswara, is located to 20 kilometers northwest of Nirmala, in the hill of elevation of 853 meters and 2,800 feet. So it is some of the most important pilgrim centers in the world. Tirupati city itself, several temples are there in famous. These are redwood toys, copper and bronze ideas. It is also city major economically and educationally up in Rashtrasant region. So Tirupati is also largest metropolitan city in Rashtrasant region and southern Andhra Pradesh. It is the 4th largest place in standalone city basis. People from the majorly depending upon the groundwater for drinking purpose. And other purpose is also for past few years, Tirupati is facing severe water scarcity problem. I think 2012 is a less rainfall. So that time is a very milligrams are very difficult to move the devotees because of at that area at that time excess of Krishna river diverting to the Telangana canal and U-turn to the Tirupati of TMC water. That should be having it alternative sources of water, fulfill of the water scarcity. So study and understand quality of groundwater. These are the parameters: pH, TDS, alkalinity, calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium, chloride and sulfates are measured. So these are the spatial distribution of maps prepared. Understand the spatial distribution of each parameters in the study area. These are the exchangeable sodium percentage and sodium absorption ratios. The water quality index is calculated and point out suitability of groundwater for human consumption. These are the study area. The water quality analysis data in deeper bore wells, 8 samples are collected. These parameters are collected. These parameters analyzed my laboratory, these are the permissible limits are there. So spatial thematical maps, pH maps, TDS maps, and alkaline maps are there. These are the calcium, magnesium, potassium, and sodium, and chloride and sulfate maps are also. These are the exchangeable sodium percentage. These are the non-sodiaco, sodiaco, moderato, strongly sodiaco, and very strongly. These are our ranges is 15.9 to 35.83. Exchangeable sodium percentage of values of our study area. These are the 8 villages are taken. These are the ESP standards are there. So sodium absorption ratio SAR is 0.75 and 3 to 8 our study area, but it's a normal. These are the areas are having to our laboratory. So water quality index values are hand pumps in 8 villages. pH, TDS, alkalinity, calcium, magnesium, potassium. These are the basic. Four villages are excellent. 2 villages are good. 1 village are poor. So these are the water quality index of deeper borewells, and these are the parameters. 4 villages are excellent, 2 villages are good, 1 village is poor, 1 village are very poor. Water quality index values are deeper borewells. These are the groundwater quality indexes. These are the Kanapalli, Malavaram, Vedantam, Dukasamudram, Daminadu.
And 10 minutes are over, so please within 2 minutes you can do.
Okay, conclude. The water quality index is calculated from the point of view suitability for groundwater for human consumption. It is an assumed groundwater quality because the rural area 8 location has been selected. After that, analyzing physico-chemical parameters, we observed 80 WQI is the 80.22 to 134. Highest value WQI sample number 5 and lowest value is sample number 1. Sample station 107 good quality, remaining are poor quality. The high value of WQI is found mainly from higher values sodium chloride and sulfate in groundwater. Unlike the remains of groundwater in the area is related to the degree of treatment of before to the consumption. The study area helps to understand the quality of water as well as develop suitability management practices, protect the groundwater resources. Except Dukasamudram location, all the locations are showing the high exchangeable sodium percentage. Based on SAR values are observed in Kanapalli located water is having high SAR values. Only Dukasamudram location does not require to further treatment, hence it is direct. It can be consumed direct. Thank you.
One question.
4 lakhs 65,000.
Let it be. Floating population.
More than 1 lakh.
More than 40 lakhs.
No. Every day more than 1 lakh moving population, sir. Moving plus.
So that means 365 lakhs.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So that means water is not contaminated by the floating population. That is a very good study. You should make that conclusion. Thank you.
Decade trapezoids and the uppermost layer is of soils and laterite towards the southern portion of the study area. These are the methods and materials used for the hydrogeochemical investigations. These are the analytical units and the formulas used in the present study. Now, the geochemical parameters of the study area, which shows the pH values indicate a dominance of alkalinity in the water. The higher electrical conductivity values point out towards the ion exchange process, which might be through the solubilization process, or which also attributed towards the anthropogenic activities in the study area. 75% of the samples show pH values more than PA value, that is study area which are mostly under the permissible limit. Then this is the Piper linear diagram where the gist of this is the weak acids are surpassing the combination of strong acids, where major of the or 27% of the samples are falling in the mixed sectional area, whereas 46% of the samples are showing the combination of hydrochemical species of CaMg NCO3Cl and CaNN NCO3Cl. These are the interrelationship of various ions, the scatter diagrams explained further. Now, the Ca and NCO3 are showing the negative correlation, and Na and Cl are showing the positive correlation, which diverges the reaction of silicate weathering, liberating calcium and bicarbonate in the groundwater at the rock water interface area. Whereas the points lying above the equiline in the scatter diagram suggest the interventions by human activities, which might be the domestic waste, animal waste, or septic tanks leakage, etc. Then the cations, the scatter diagram of NO3 and NCO3 content points out towards the positive correlation, which suggests the different sources for the release of ions, where NO3 is liberated due to the anthropogenic activities. The CHIPS diagram for groundwater samples. Most of the, or rather all the samples are falling under the rock dominance zone, which shows the rock-water interaction in the study area. Now this is the Pearson correlation matrix showing the physical-chemical parameters of the groundwater, where the positive correlation, strong positive correlation of TDS with all these things suggests the association of hydrochemical processes responsible as rock-water interaction zone, along with some of the anthropogenic interventions. The correlation matrix between K and NO3, that is the lower correlation, suggesting the non-lithological source, indicating the use of or the influence of agricultural fertilizers and the domestic wastewaters in the area, where the Na is showing a very strong correlation with Cl and SO4, which is again an indicative of presence of pollution in groundwater in the study area. The hydrogen chemical data, which I have investigated or computed, shows generalized a very good quality, or rather a better quality, can be used for domestic and drinking purpose, except one, that is from the Khairgaon. Now this is the US salinity diagram shown or used for the suitability of irrigation, for deducing the suitability for irrigation. Here it shows the groundwater samples are falling in the zone of high salinity and low to medium sodium type, which suggests that the water samples are utilizable for irrigation or suitable for irrigation with a little danger of exchangeable sodium. The overall computations of all such parameters were considered for getting the suitability of water for irrigation purpose. From that we have deduced that yes, all the most of the samples are suitable for irrigation use, except one, that is from the Khairgaon region. These are the conclusions. The water is suitable for drinking and domestic purpose, and also suitable for irrigation purpose with a little exchangeable sodium. These are the references I have used, and thank you.
Months of observation are there and then you are drawing a line of correlation below that. So why it is so that you have done? And another point, what is the geological control on this water? Can you enlighten us?
So first I will start answering from the first question. Basically, the scatter diagram, the line which is drawn, it is showing just the trend that it is positive or negative correlation. By
So much observation is scattered in, there is no correlation at
we
all.
have taken the maximum trend. For trend, we see the maximum occurrences. So just the maximum thing is taken here or considered here to
You
get
cannot
the
detect it. Figure. You take it.
Can you please present? So it is just the trend taken at positive or negative to analyze that. Sorry?
And just to see. Number one, upper one,
Yeah. This one.
and then third one.
Third one. Okay.
Can you enlarge?
Sorry.
Can be like the
Can we enlarge? See here the negative trend is shown or the negative trend is diagnosed from the maximum of the curves.
How you have drawn that line, that will answer. How you have drawn that curved line on that? What is the methodology of drawing that line? You have drawn that line. I can draw that line. What is so much you have drawn like this?
R square, how much is R square?
Sorry.
R square. R correlation coefficient. I don't really come to third line.
That is not clear.
I hear this is trying to see. You are drawing a line and above that, those points are there.
And to show that it is a generalized trend, I have drawn the black.
But what is this line, fourth line?
That black line is the trend line, just showing
But
the
red line, what does it indicate? We do not mind when my suggestion that it is a, if your samples are in one side of the line, trend line, means there is an error. Means you have to do that thing so that it is coming in that. Okay, that point you just,
I got it.
this is my suggestion.
Yes,
You do not mind.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See the excellent findings of this kind of survey. It should be a methodology by which we utilize by see the research methodology. We do it, we find it, we get our PhD, we go. But the benefit of it to the society is never passed out. We have to find the method. On this regard, I've been fighting for a number of years. Now I'm 84, I'm getting a bit tired. Let me request the younger generation.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Sinha sir.
The process is occurring within the agricultural arts geogenic changes in groundwater chemistry. Similarly, anthropogenic activity is responsible for the groundwater contamination from various substances. The PG2 watershed lies in the southwestern part of the Nagpur district, Maharashtra. There is insufficient information regarding the geochemical behavior of groundwater as well as the geogenic and anthropogenic contaminants. The efforts have been made here to understand the hydrochemical behavior of groundwater using multi-criteria identification methods and models. This is the study area. The study area is located in southwestern part of Nagpur district, Maharashtra, having latitude ranging from this. The area is under investigation, covered in number about 56 I/1, 56 I/2, 56 I/49, 56 I/39, covers an area of 334.94 square kilometers. So this watershed is denoted as a PG2 watershed, and according to the map which is showing the stratigraphical succession, where the 82% of area is covered by the Plenary group of limestone, whereas the southernmost part is covered with the Delhi facades. These are the details of PG2 watershed. This is the stratigraphic succession of area, where starts from Archean to the present basement. The hydrogeology, as I earlier told that the neoportal is a triangular group of limestone having covered a large area with 82%, and the depth penetrating in Pengamma limestone have an average depth about 7 to 18 meters below the groundwater level, and having a diameter ranging from the 2.5 to 5.5 meters. These wells have groundwater discharge ranges from the 50 to 300 meters per day, according to the geological data. The technique basaltic lava flows exhibit the best of nature, and also exposed with the deep weathering veins developed with the trends. The average depth of Douglas basaltic lava flows up ranges from 9 to 21 mgl, and yield which is ranges from the 75 to 100 meters per day. These are the methods and materials we have used to get the hydrochemical data. These are the analytical units, and this is the geochemical parameters of study area to compare, which are compared with the WHO and BIS. These are the Catalan and concentration in my study area. This one is the Piper triangular diagram for the groundwater samples of study area, which is basically used for to recognize the combination of hydrochemical combination. In this study area, the general alkaline earth exists the alkalis, however, which is shown in 28 samples, whereas 35% of groundwater samples shows the weak acid existing the strong acids. Thus, 34% of most prominent water type is indicator of geogenic indicator. The two mixed regional water types suggest that the geogenic as well as anthropogenic activities in that area. However, the contribution of geogenic sources revealed through 65% than the 35% of combination water types reported. Next, this is the rock-water interaction and source recognition, which is showing the silicate weathering type of trend, where as we see the first scattered diagram, here is a negative trend which points out towards the silicate weathering, where the source of calcium and bicarbonates. In second diagram, we can see that the plots which are pointing like above per liter to the 3,000 mg per liter, exhibit that the water is desirable for the drinking purposes as well as for the irrigation purposes. In addition, regards to the prescribed limit set by the WHO and BIS, so the 32% of samples of from the study area having nitrate contamination, which is basically due to the anthropogenic activities. The 66.7% of groundwater sample from the study area has a SO4 concentration less than the value of permissible limit. Hence, it may be used for the domestic as well as drinking purposes. This is the US salinity diagram. Basically, this diagram we use to distinguish the water which can be used for the irrigation purposes. Here we can see the C3 as well plot which specify that the medium to high salinity sodium type of concentration, which reveals that the water in our area is medium to high saline in nature. Next, this is the correlation matrix of hydrochemical parameters. The correlation matrix for the groundwater sample collected from the study area have been presented in the table, and the bold mark values in the table is showing the positive strong correlation. Next, these are the conclusions. The water samples from the study area are dominantly alkaline in nature. 23% of groundwater samples having EC value more than the prescribed limit given by the WHO, and these are silently saline in nature. This is the sequence where the Ca2 plus is dominant as a cation, and whereas HCO3 is a dominant as a anion in our study area. The classification bring out that the 70% of groundwater samples from the study area are the fresh, whereas 26% are representing as a slightly saline in nature. The concentration of SO4 anion in groundwater shows that the anthropogenic contamination such as fertilizer and moreover from the oxidation of sulfide minerals added in fertilizers. In study area, in general alkaline earths exist the alkalis. However, 28% of samples alkalis exist the alkaline earths. The 37% of groundwater samples shows the weak acid existing the strong acids, whereas 65% of samples from this study area existing the weak acid. However, the mixed signal type suggests that the geogenic as well as the anthropogenic activities done in this study area. The interrelationship between the HO3 and Ca2 plus shows that the negative correlation also scatters diagram with the Na positive plus Cl negative interprets that the rock water interaction, which points out toward the silicate peril as well as the sources for the calcium and bicarbonate. The high NaCl ratio corroborates that the intense water rock interaction mostly likely due to the feldspar weathering. These are the references.
Thank you very much. You have given a very nice presentation. And one thing we like to suggest you that whenever you are getting permissible and desirable, you better go for the permissible. Because when you see the scientific communication, they definitely get a little bit consciousness. And you see the economic condition of our country and other things. We are not able to afford the mineral water we have. So we have to take care of the problem. Thank you. If you like to have one question.
Well presented thing, but just you are doing hydrogeology. I will ask very small, simple question. How geological parameters or the geological factors are controlling your
Cations and anions, when they erode, they release the cations and anions, and that will control the metabolism of water, basically. Got it?
It is specified. These cations are coming.
Just
coal-based waters or coal-seam water. Here, we have to understand the process. We are doing good work, no doubt in it, that we are telling whether this water is good or not. But if we are understanding the geological processes, then we can tell several things for the industry also. Being a hydrogeologist, and you people have done on chemistry or hydrogeochemistry. Here just one example I am giving you, which is very, very significant for coal-based methane process, about the permeability of coal seams. By your work, it can be told that whether this coal bed is permeable or not. How you can do? Just very simple calculation or exercise. Just you try to, because this permeability measurement is a very costly affair. If you are doing for one sample, they will take 30 to 40,000 for one sample. But if you are a very good hydrogeologist, you can do in 10 rupees. How you can do it? Just you analyze the water of coal seam, and here you try to see the content of bicarbonate. If bicarbonate is more, what it will indicate? It will indicate that the coal bed is or that bed is permeable. How I am telling? Because your meteoric water is coming, and that carbon dioxide, that meteoric water is taking, and when they are flowing inside it, means the beds are permeable. So you can empirically at least you can tell that this is a permeable bed. As if your chloride content is more, it indicates that permeability is very less. So that way you can tell. Then another important aspect, like how to dispose certain things, like your coal-based water. This coal-based water, if you are for exploiting coal-based methane, you are getting, here you are taking out water and then your gas is coming, and this water has to be disposed. Here the hydrogeologist has got very immense role, I should say, that where to dispose it, because the character of that water is quite different. Here it is your oxygen deficient water. If you can dispose it in another aquifer or aquifer where you are utilizing that water, it will create only a problem. So here you have to dispose that water to a place where potable water is not there. Number one part. Number second thing, our use is there, that how to increase the oxygen content in that. So here these are very, very simple things, but that will help our society or even for environment. Like if you are disposing this water for agriculture purpose, or you are disposing in your stream or lake. So if you are knowing about the composition of that lakes and this thing, then you can decide about that, how you can do it. Even this water, before disposing, you have to see whether it is acidic or it is alkaline. So accordingly you will plan it. And if this water is deficient in oxygen, even you can spray that water and it will be oxygenated, very simple. Or you can mechanically you can stir that water, this is oxygenated, or they will charge like anything. So here you have to be a very good hydrogeologist so that there is no problem at all. Okay, so you have to control your chloride content and other things. Then another aspect that here as a geologist we generally see to characterize the things and we think that our work is over. But we have to go beyond that. Even we have to think that how the technological maneuvering we can do for utilizing those things. Yesterday I could not get much time to discuss about that. Like we have got a problem with carbon emission, it should be zero emission by 27 we are planned. So how this carbon dioxide we can reduce it? There is generated. That point we have to think about that philosophy we have to use. What I was telling that, it is generated. I will elaborate. First of all, like you are utilizing this coal, we are burning it, and we have to stop it also. But we cannot go to the medical age because we have to progress. We have to go ahead. So we have to think that how we can do it. And there are several possibilities are there which we have to think. Like this carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas. There are several ways to store it that you know it, I will not elaborate it. But just I will confine to coal. Here, this carbon dioxide has got more affinity for coal. Then if you are injecting this carbon dioxide, your carbon dioxide is stored and captured. But here also we have to do several works, that whether this carbon dioxide which we are injecting it, how long it can remain there. So we have to inject it at greater depth. Suppose it is your 2000 meters. So here this carbon dioxide is not in gaseous form. Now it is a supercritical liquid, and that absorption is very, very large. Very large amount. Just yesterday I have shown it. Several times more your carbon dioxide is absorbed. And carbon is carbon is such an element. We are made of carbon. Why? Because there was a competition between carbon and silicon. And in that carbon has won. And that's why we are made up of carbon. Although it is very small in your amount in your nature or in earth, but it has got that thing. So we have to be very much, I am coming to more points on that. Then another important thing, when you are injecting carbon dioxide, you are getting methane also and you can utilize it. Then another important thing, like that is also coming, hydrogen generation. We are going for that hydrogen generation. And here I will tell, United States of America, it is pumping billions of dollars for gas generation, underground gas generation from coal. And this hydrogen can be generated by underground gasification of coal. So here there is another important thing, that you can get energy from that. Although it is a tough time for utilizing coal, but you can get that energy. Another significant point, which is very, very significant, that when you are doing underground gasification, this coal is converted to active carbon. This active carbon, what it is, it can store very large amount of gas. Very large amount of gas. And this active carbon will be very, very important storage reservoir, I should say, for hydrogen. Even for your military purposes, we have to think about it, and we can give those things there. Even for new vehicles, we have to have active carbons, and we can store that hydrogen in that. That is another important. Then another thing I told that we are telling that this area is potential for hydrocarbon, this area is little potential area. But here we have to go beyond that. Yesterday I was telling about hydrous paralysis. Hydrous paralysis means where you know that some organic matter is there, but hydrocarbons were not expected. We carried some work in collaboration with USGS. Here what we could see, that when we are doing hydrous paralysis, even non-potential material, they are also generating hydrocarbon. So we have to move forward in that direction, and we can have that hydrocarbons in large amount for our economic development. So those aspects are there. Even I was telling, like your active carbon formation, we can do it on large scale, and you can utilize it. Even we are doing it even. Like everyone has got aquaguard in their houses. What they are using there, that is your active carbon. They are using very low quality of coal, which will cost 5 rupees per kilogram. But when they are activating it, and that is not a very big process, just you are heating to 400, 500 degrees centigrade, it converts into active carbon. And that active carbon, they are selling you at 500 rupees for 300 grams. So that way we have to be also enterprising for jewelry stand telling you. Then another important area, because we have, where problem comes, opportunities also come. So you have got those opportunities to do, like your cell gas. We have got very large area of cell. And you know, as a geologist, your 70-80% is your cell. So if you are able to extract gas from cell, our whole energy problem will be solved. Then another area, as you know, that this carbon nanoproducts. These carbon nanoproducts are very significant. IGMA got Nobel Prize for that carbon nanotubes. What he did, just he paralyzed coal or paralyzed organic material, I should say, and he at very high temperature he did it. So he could see that some structure is there, and he called it as nanotube. So that's why carbon nanotubes. Then the characters people could see that this character is different. carbon nanotubes, they have got a very different character. It has got super, if you are considering conductivity, it is behaving like super conducting substance, and its strength is more than steel. And this nanomaterial, which has come from the organic material, now we are going for nano engines, nano robots. Those things are being done. And here we have to do that innovating aspect. And I give credit to my student. Some of our students also made very bad quality coal. They have taken low rank coal and they could make nano products. So those aspects we have to see, we have to search, and we have to be more innovative. Just not like that, this is the character. We have to even try to mold it. I was telling you, we have got problem with caking property, non-caking property. We, India is importing more than 80% of its coking coal from outside. So whether we can convert this non-coking coal to coal, is there any process? So that we have to search. And I should tell you that if you are considering coal, if it is a coking coal, here anisotropism is there. If you are able to induce anisotropy in any type of coal, it will become coking coal. So that way we have to think and we have to do. Means we have to understand the process very carefully and we can do it. To a certain extent we are successful, although it is to be commercialized. So that way we have to move further. So that aspect just I have told. See, if any question people have, you can ask. Thank you.
You must capitalize.
सर एक मिनट सामने देखिए सर.
सर प्लीज पीछे पीछे सर. वेट.
Already occupied their seats. And we have to maintain the time. That is why we will continue the first keynote address of this session that will be presented by Dr. Nilay. So I invite Nilay sir to start.
Hello.
Talk today is the past climate change leading to beyond its intelligence. Whether we are educated or we are uneducated, the common person, banana seller, everybody is feeling the impact of we are experiencing. The extreme winter we are experiencing in Delhi or other places. The Rajasthan, which was known for a very deficient rainfall, is having the very severe rainfall. The frequent disaster events, earthquakes, tsunamis, floods, lightning, and so on. Many weather phenomena are taking place owing to the ongoing climate change. Need not to say the climate change, though it's a dynamic phenomenon, it has to change, and
rapidly changing in the geological past. As a student of geology, you all know that climate has never remained stable, and it keeps on changing with time passing. But of late, with the intervention and the unprudent activities of humankind, human being, for selfish motive, the nature balance, the natural balance, the nature itself has been badly impacted due to this balance between what nature requires from us and what we are giving to the nature. So this impact of the very selfish activity of the humankind to the nature is coming out in form of a return gift from the nature, and we all are experiencing it. We are lucky we are not experiencing a severe impact, but definitely our next generation will have a very great impact of the ongoing climate change. So what we have to do is, if we know how the climate will change in the future, what is the scenario of the climate in the coming decade or years or so, we have to have firm understanding of the such scenario in the future, so that we can, if we cannot minimize it, we can prepare ourselves to face those problems of the climate change. As a mandate of Ministry of Earth Science, to which I belong, we have, because to prepare any scenario of climate, we have to have the very severe and the dense network system, observing system, to collect the data of every day, every second, every minute, using the various instruments of the meteorological science or the climate science and so on. And we all know that the instruments have their own limitation, because they all were invented at the most last 100 to 125 years or 150 years at the most. And to prepare the firm model of the climate in the future, we require a further longer time of interval to know how the climate has changed in the period beyond the instrumental era. Because for 100 years you go to IMD, you get the data. But if somebody wants to know what happened in the last 1000, what happened in the last 2000, so we have to have some strategy. And for that purpose, there is a specialized branch of geology in the paleoclimate science, where people try to know the climate, not as a direct means because there is no instrumentation available, but using the indirect means of the climatic condition in different forms, may it be salinity change, may it be pressure change, may it be temperature change, and they try to identify the impact of those changes in the past on particular parameters, and these parameters we call in the proxy. Next slide. Yeah, this already I have explained to you. Next please. Next, please change. Yeah, before I go further to talk about the paleoclimate, just a basic idea about the climate change is due to the heat balance of the earth as a whole, or it is due to the alternating hydrological cycle, because that will affect the conveyor belt, and conveyor belt carries the high density low salinity water, and which controls the global climate system. So even after so much research across the world, still we know little about the climate change, and I have no hesitation in saying that knowing the climate change in a whole and in a holistic way, it requires at least half a century or more than that. But because climate change is very complex phenomenon, it requires so much, like a jigsaw puzzle. If you know one component, you don't know other component, it interferes and your net result is not complete. So you have to understand each. It requires physics, it requires biology, it requires chemistry, it requires atmospheric science, it requires oceanography. So it is basically a multidisciplinary approach when we enter in the field of climate science for the present time, or we want to enter in the past beyond the instrumentation data, that is the paleoclimatology. Next slide. Next slide. Because this is only for students, not for the other people. Many people, many students, many youngsters, they still don't know the difference between weather and the climate. And the lighter side, I tell you, one day I was standing there to drop my son in a school bus, and two parents were talking. Suddenly there was super cloudy. It was shiny, and then suddenly it became cloudy. One person parent is telling to others,
see climate will change. So this awareness is not actually common within the educated and those who are in the field. They don't differentiate between weather and climate. So let me tell you for the purpose of this student that any short-term phenomena of a day, hours or a week is considered as a weather, and any long-term cumulative impact of more than 30 or so years, average picture of the 30 years or so is considered as a climatic change. So this is the difference. Don't say that climatic change it has become cloudy, the climatic change. Climate is not change. Climate is changing, the overall temperature of the earth is increasing. In the last 4 or 5 decades, that is climate change. Right? And the climate, unlike of the weather, climate effect is a long-term phenomenon. It covers wide area. It cannot be specified to one particular street or one particular the house. It is a wide area it covers. It does not lead to the seasonal changes, and it is measured on over the long span of time, which I told, at least beyond 30 years of average. We all know that the basic cause of climate change in the Jurassic past is the change in the heat budget, and the heat and energy comes from the sources level. This is the latest level which is causing great concern among all persons. This misuse of the greenhouse gases is creating huge damage to the layer which is over the atmosphere, which were always stopping the ultraviolet rays, and now it is becoming dangerous for the overall heating of the global planet. But as I discussed, that there are two types of things. One is the natural, which is bound to happen, and another is anthropogenic, where we are responsible, including me, that we are not using the natural resources, we are not using the natural availability of the natural ecosystem. We are trying to damage it by misuse of many things, and therefore the anthropogenic activities are the major cause for the acceleration of the global warming. Temperature will change as per the natural cycle of the climate change, but the speed, it has been speed up because of our intervention. Climate is affected by many factors, include the abiotic factors and biotic factors. Abiotic factors include latitude, altitude, ocean current, topography, solar radiation, evaporation, vegetation, volcanic activity, and so on. This happens even today, which happened in the past. And biotic factors include the transpiration, respiration, photosynthesis, decomposition, digestion, and so on. The latest and the very recent phenomena of the Kedarnath tragedy everybody is aware of, and many of us may not know the root cause of that tragedy is that where the families and all members of the family they just vanish in the fraction of seconds. It is because of the blind, selfish motive of the builders and others. They keep on demolishing the trees and cutting trees, making the open jungle, and they are forgetting that the roots are holding the soil and they are giving the stability to the soil, which was able to sustain the heavy rainfall of the cloud, but in the excess of natural arrangement, the Kedarnath tragedy took place. And I would like to share that even Minister Shri Ashwini Chaubeji, he was giving a lecture. He wrote a book on the Kedarnath, the Hindi, and he became emotional because he told that he was standing there at Kedarnath and gazing few people of his entire family was with him. Everybody was just flowing in the water. He was standing with him. And he became emotional. He said that one hand I was holding my mother, another hand I was holding my wife, or my daughter-in-law. I left my mother and I tried to save my daughter-in-law so that the next generation will be good. So this is the people have faced the pain because of the conflict. The carbon dioxide is one of the factors which affect the temperature of the earth, and the earlier the climate was the carbon dioxide concentration was quite high. Therefore, the climate was of the earth was warmer than the present. Nitrous oxide is produced by cars, by we keep more input of the greenhouse gases judiciously, definitely the temperature of the global Mother Earth is going to increase. I am not going to detail on this data. This shows what is the meaning of greenhouse. Greenhouse is nothing like in plant house. There is a glass plant house, and where the heat comes in, but heat doesn't go, and slowly it becomes warm. Therefore, most of the geophytes are kept in the greenhouse. So that is the natural greenhouse in the over the earth, which is keeping the global warming more in the recent time. These are the natural greenhouse gases occurring naturally in the atmosphere: water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrogen oxide. In a balanced manner, they are helpful, but the moment you increase the concentration, they become dangerous for the human. Smoke and pollution from factories, they produce the methane, the carbon dioxide are the waste from the animals. Deforestation is one of the major cause of the natural calamities which are happening owing to the climate change. Now imagine if there is no greenhouse gas at all in the atmosphere, what would have happened? And scientists have estimated that Earth's average atmosphere temperature would be around -80 degrees centigrade in the excess of any greenhouse. So greenhouse effects are required, but excess of greenhouse gas is dangerous for the climate. So what is happening to the climate change is these are impacted change in rainfall pattern, changing water cycle, biosphere, melting of ice, ocean acidification, oxygen emission. These cover the most terrestrial as well as the marine environment very badly adversely because of the change in the earth temperature both over the land and over the ocean. When the sea level rise, everybody knows the coastal states are invaded because the moment the sea level is approaching the land, all the coastal belts in the fishermen community and those who are residing along the coastline will have a tough time and they have to get away from that ocean, and that area will be totally destroyed. So sea level rise in the climate change. Even food supply is also affected with the climate change. I will not go into detail on this. Effect of precipitation, those areas which were not getting earlier precipitation, those areas who were getting precipitation, they are becoming dry areas of place. So these are the abnormal behaviors of the nature to bear and to react on the excess impact, excess pressure they are putting on the ecosystem of the earth is coming in form of variety of diversified way of modification and alteration of the natural phenomena which are otherwise happening in a normal pattern. Tide waves are increasing somewhere and the total temperature is increasing, so tide waves is also increasing. This I told this case of Bangladesh, and the coast will be, the land will be lost because of sea level change. When we come to a little away from the geological science, coming to biological science, the biodiversity of the world ocean as well as the world land is going to be very adversely impacted with the climate change, and there are variety of international organizations which are taking care of the natural biodiversity both in marine regime as well as the population regime, because they are concerned that if this continues, most of the species which are rare of the rares in the nature will diminish in no time. So we have to have precautionary measures, we have to have the remedial measures to restore conserve these diversity. Otherwise, if we leave unattended, this biodiversity of the world will be impacted. So if you classify the impact of climate change, you can classify in a 5 different categories. One is the physical, another is ecological, third is the social. It is also important because of climate change, social dimension of the society is also getting changed. And the large scale impact of the climate change. These are the schematic diagrams which show what are the major factors, like if temperature rises, what will happen. So some factor will decrease and some factor will increase. So if the temperature increase, humidity will increase, temperature over ocean will increase, temperature over land will increase, and if temperature increases, what will happen? Glacier will reduce, the sea ice and the ice shelf which around the polar region will break. They will form like a iceberg, and ultimately they they will also melt and they will add up to the water of the ocean and slowly the sea level will rise. The sea level rise is going to two regions. One is the thermal expansion, another is the melting of the ice over the land. So thermal expansion is one aspect, and the ice which is over the ocean already available will not make much difference of the sea level because the mass is already included in the ocean, and therefore the melting of global warming melting of Arctic is not that much dangerous compared to the Antarctic, because Antarctic it is glacier over the land. If both glaciers melt, the sea level will increase in a tremendous way, whereas the Arctic itself is ocean, which is frozen ocean. So even if it melts, the sea level will not rise to that depth. What I told in the schematic diagram, you can verify it here. The all temperature, other things are increasing, and the ice cover, snow cover, snow, ice, glacier, they all are increasing in response to this increase. So these are the factors, causing factors, they are the impact on the factor. Just to show to the student, you see the difference between the first photo taken in 1976 and the another photo in late 1990s. This problem is not for today, it is going on for the last 20 decades, which we started realizing often in the last week. See, all the ice which was available here has melted, it has become a balance of another example I show you. This is taken from the Antarctica last to the ice in 2002, and this was taken after 16 years of there is making of the temple. If you go to Arctic, the impact is there. Earlier, this area is getting melted and the white is coming in the ice water slowly. And the most important and dangerous aspect of the climate change is to create the extreme weather climate, extreme climate event. The normal thing is like Kedarnath, it amounts to extreme weather condition, extreme weather event. We could see it because it happened at few months or few years back. But they think happened in the earlier age of the Earth history when the instrument was not there. So through toxic thought, we also get the indication of the extreme weather climate, extreme climate condition. So now it comes to us information. This is just a question not for everybody. We must admit that climate change is everyone's problem. It is not the problem of those who read geology or those who work on the climate change side, or those who are in ministry, or those who are holding the political position. This should be the concern of every common man of the world, I would say. Or rather, it should be the nature, the way nature wants to be. The biggest control and the management of all the climate change is allow the nature the way nature wants to be. And nature wants to be in the same way the way you want to be. You want to be comfortable, you want to be there to be nobody to disturb you when you are speaking, there is nobody to disturb you when you are driving. I mean, all comfort you want for yourself. The same way nature wants from you. That please, in summer holiday, I am not more and more engaged by putting AC in each and every room, when it is required, it is not required. So we have to change our slightly away from my talk now. I'm just trying to tell, we have to change our mindset. We have become so much in the greedy about that. Everything we want to become a fashion. Whether we need AC or no, we don't need AC or no, but all the individuals have 5 AC in their house. It has become to some extent, it has become a status symbol. And many times, you don't bother on, and you are all sitting in one room. So change this mindset. Help nature. You are not helping you are sensitize people. The NGOs are sitting on board. They get each and everything by demonstrating. If what happens if you put more pressure, somebody will be more close, all type of demonstrations. So that the common person getting more of the time. Outside for kilometers, people are sitting in that has been confined to the educated elite because of the still compromise is not that we impacted them, they are not covered. They need everything to be BJP not looking at Congress in particular. We don't know what we are doing in our state. So we have to sensitize people and then we have part of the office of the ministry of services. We also keep on hosting elections in different schools, college, we do the different national. We started to that we somehow to get some kind of understanding that we can what we are doing. Now I come to the knowing the climate beyond the using the coffee indicator and that science is what is being controlled. These are the various indicators I score, polar rate, speed rate, and many of them also indicate about the mass differential and the media. As I mentioned earlier, it is very fascinating field, multidisciplinary field, combining history, anthropology, archaeology, chemistry, physics, geology, and many activities of the science, as well as the art, all the geology, social science is involved in part of the planetology aspect. And we identify the particular sensitive parameters and try to study them medium with time, and the time to reconstruct this topic becomes climate change. That was the very climatic topic. Like I showed you dendrology in the branch where we understand the past climatic condition for the not very longer before few hundred years at a very fine indicator, maybe yearly or 6 monthly basis. Using the key data which is called the dendrology, then we have the lake segment, then we have the fossil record, then we have the different plant type. Depending on what type of data you have to select the proxy for your particular problem. Now, these proxies are one proxy are very fine time which you can get their monthly, 6 monthly or yearly information, but they don't go in the far in the time. Maybe few hundred. But if you want to go what is the test of what is the whole thing, what is the interesting thing, then you have to go the proxy which has the script from the longer geological past. And those, therefore, the parameter has to be ideally identified depending on the what type of data you use. As I already mentioned that in the long term they have the less. These are the spots where the cleaning research is very actively going on, and these are mainly confined in the tropical region because where the tree growth is more than this is a lake segment, one of the exciting things to understand the climatic change at least on the regional basis, not on the global basis. Each polar thing tells about the normal and the golden climate. Every layer has a different coloration, and when you go for the stabilization or other chemical component analysis of those layers, it tells you on the yearly basis how the temperatures and other parameters have changed. This is also very exciting thing of paleoclimatology, but limitation is there. It cannot go for a very long years and the for longer. I suppose the research which I started when I was in NCP was one of the most exciting fields, and the beauty of this I suppose we have a full-fledged institute in Goa, we have a full-fledged I suppose laboratory where the minus temperature is maintained -20, -30 and so on. money segment, we have royalties program, we have the IODP where we get the money for the kilometer long, and by we get what the long road happen in the we are long coming years and years of years, and the going on program and it's an international program, India is party to it, and we collect it to know and reconstruct climate change using the multidisciplinary approach for the scientists across the country involved in this program. So every field is covered, may be music, may be geology, may be hydrology, may be any field. They connect the agenda the data and they will communicate get the data and try to bring out a holistic picture of the climate change over the geological long term period. These are some of the microfossil which they are the good indicator of the chemical condition, and I will show one or two result of this. These are fossils and landforms. These are the extreme climatic conditions in the Western part after the Dubai war. There was a cold period and there was a little ice age from 1200 to say 1700 AD. Now, this is a slide which shows the temperature change in the past and the relevance and the relation with the sun context. It is report that the sun is the main source of energy for the climate phenomena, and therefore with the change in the sunny spot, they are the area which block the sun energy to come to the earth, and therefore increase or decrease in sunny spot number have a relation with the temperature change pattern in the temperature part. I also attempted this link with the solar activity of the data of the last few hundred years, because I think the growth of the segment shelf, inner shelf, is high. And I found that there is a dry condition at an interval of about 77 years. We get it into density. And we executed this stage of 77 years with this well-known cycle of the sun, which is called Rashtrasant cycle. And that time the sun spot number changes, and accordingly we are getting the measure of the normal climate in the boundary data which are nothing but the in our coastal sediment zone. This we further went for the higher duration, and we found that within ice age all the explorer and explorer. Yes. And we are getting the relevant less precipitation and high precipitation in between. This was for the long back I wanted to share this with you. And anyway, I can put these are a few questions which need to be answered by the query for economic of the community. And I do not go into detail with that. Thank you very much for the patient listening and giving time.
Because he brought
100%, I not covered it, but these are the upcoming events in 2020 when you realize it also one of the indicators of the climate. These are everything.
this question. You are right that greenhouse gases are going to affect the climate changes. What are the future plans to control the greenhouse gases so that we can contain the warming of Earth from our side?
We are funding, we do two type of regime. One is the continental and the state one is marine, both are our mandate. So the biggest cause of the concern is the increase in carbon dioxide in the nature. So we are trying to motivate people to get with the new idea in form of project for the carbon sequestration using the marine mechanism as well as the land mechanism. So to be very honest, not much proposal has come so far, but people are still working on that. And I am talking to somebody, not here, just now I was talking to somebody, he is a flight nature. He said that he was on nano technology, so I said nano technology is also good for carbon sequestration. So see, point is to minimize the cost, mitigate the cost, the impact will be less. You cannot remove the cost 100%, that is for sure. Because even because the entire world you cannot control, someone or the other will
right? I think from Earth System Science section, this related, say up to 2030 we are talking in the Science Congress. So some strong strategy has to be formulated with the help of, say, Ministry of Earth Science or the MOEFCC.
We need to vote there.
We can certainly recommend this item as a Indian Science Congress recommendation. Thank you.
So,
एक मिनट सर, एक मिनट सर
Okay, thank you.
all presenters who are the representatives of
all professors present here, my dear friends. My name is Pushpa Savarkar. I am a student in PG Department of Geology, Pune University, and Assistant Professor H. Rashtrasant College. I am present here to present the Mineralogy and Geochemistry of Lamprophyte Dike from the Southern Alkaline Igneous Complex, Rajasthan, Northwestern India. So here is the present scenario, or we can say the present Deccan Tract extent, and it is modified, this image is modified after 2021. And here we can see the different alkaline complexes which are present near the with the Deccan Tract. They are the Murud Janjira, Chota Udaipur, Girnar, this is Karadungar, Mundwara, and this is my study area, that is Saludandali. So the Saludandali complex represent an early alkaline phases of the Deccan flood basalt, and here we can see my study area. This is the study area which is situated near the Barmer Basin and the Camden Rift, and it is modified after Anjali Vijayan et al. In 2015. So here we can see that it is considered to be a part of the Deccan Tract basalt, and it is given by Pasco et al. 1993, that he has done organ dating, and on that basis he has given the geochronological date which shows it is 68.5 million annum. Now this is the Lamprophyte dikes which we have found in the Saludandali area, and first I want to tell you that actually the Saludandali area is the most of the part is covered with the sand dunes, so very limited outcrops we found and we find, and this is the small dike which we find of Lamprophyte in the Saludandali, and it is generally intrusions which are the dike intrusions which are found in the cyanides and associated carbonatites. So moving to the mineralogy, petrography. So here the first thing I want to tell you that the Lamprophyte is showing a very special type of texture that is known as the paleomorphic texture, and in the first slide you can see, as you can see here in the first slide, the phenocrysts are showing U-hegal grains, and here in the first slide these are the phenocrysts which are planopyroxene phenocrysts which are showing the paleomorphic texture. So the paleomorphic texture is very clear in the first slide. The second slide is showing, this is again the megacryst of planopyroxene, and it is a xenocryst. Because of its nature we can say it is a xenocryst. This third slide, this is again a planopyroxene phenocryst, mica, logopite. Actually, I will tell you that there are two types of logopite we find. The first one is the ground mass and the second one is the xenoclist. So this is the example of a xenoclist. Now coming to the mineral composition, first of all, the ground mass is largely composed of mica, then the cryopyroxene, alkali feldspar, manganese, and spin. And methylene and sodalite confirms the alkaline nature of the lanthanide. Okay, and here in this, we can see that this is a prisma showing this grey color circles are showing the Deccan lanthanide, and this darker one shows my samples, and you can clearly see that it is orthorhombic in composition. And the second thing, the important thing I want to address here, that the Deccan lanthanide are showing a great variety of feldspar, and here you can see it is showing a great diversity, and it is one of the characteristics of alkaline lanthanide. Here, this is the mineral composition of cyanopyroxene, and cyanopyroxene is showing a dioxide nature and high in calcium content as compared to the other lanthanide which are found in the Deccan province. In the first plot, that is MgO versus MgO by FeO versus SiO2 versus TiO2 or by TiO2. So you can clearly see here these blue dots, which are my samples, are plotted in the alkaline field. The second plot is Ca versus Ti. It shows the anorogenic nature of the lanthanide. This is the first diagram plot, that is SiO2 versus Na2O plus K2O. Here this grey field which is present shows the Deccan alkaline lanthanide field, and my samples are plotted in that. And again, one thing I want to add here, that here these samples are plotted in the field of less than 45 SiO2 percentage. That means it is showing the nature of mafic to ultramafic in nature. This is the second field. Again, in this first plot, we can see Na2O versus K2O. Here again, this grey field indicates the Deccan alkaline lanthanide, and you can see here my samples are plotted here, and this whole area is alkaline in nature. The third plot also shows the same thing, that is SiO2 versus Mg number. It is again plotted in the Deccan alkaline lanthanide field. Coming to the RE plot, in this grey color which is present here, these lines are the Deccan alkaline lanthanide, and this data we have collected from previous work on the Deccan trap, and this blue color indicates my sample, and it is so similar pattern, it is showing similar pattern with the Deccan alkaline lanthanide. This is the multi-element diagram. In this two, we can see they are showing a similar pattern with the other Deccan lanthanide. And again, one thing I want to add here, that it is showing high HSFP value and LIMP value. This is the trace element geochemistry plot, Ta by YB versus TH by YB, and here you can see these are my samples, and it is way away from the lower crust and the upper crust, and but one thing, it is near to the OI, and it comes in the mantle array pathway. So here the thing is, the important thing here comes from this diagram, that it is rich in mantle enrichment. It is showing a mantle enrichment source, and but as it is way away from lower crust and upper crust, so it is showing no contamination of crustal, that means crustal contamination. Clinopyroxene alkyl feedstock, naphthalene steam. Clinopyroxene occur as prominent euhedral six-sided phenocryst as well as large xenocryst. Lanthanide is rich in phlogopite and clinopyroxene. It shows pallidormorphic texture and is geochemically similar to other lanthanide reported previously from the Deccan plant. It shows low content of chloroform, SiO2 and high phase strength element and large and lithophile elements. Based on mineral and core of geochemical data, composition, it is classified as alkaline lanthanide similar to other Deccan alkaline lanthanide. Trace element composition shows small amount of particle and magma degradation from oily type enriched mantle source regions with more involvement of fluorite. These are the references. Thank you. We have gone through that, but we didn't find any diagram.
Any other question? Good presentation. What is the economic significance?
Actually, RE content, carbonatite which are found. This I'm telling you that carbonatites we have found in this area, and that carbonatites are having the wells which are more enriched in RE. It is one of the paper of Basu et al. Also told that Bhushan and Kumar told that about 4.91 million tons.
So many literature are there.
Yes, so many literatures are there.
Economic significance of land profile.
Okay, so we did find any, like the metals or the diamonds which you are talking about. We didn't get that.
And check the European economy.
Acquaint you with Bikaner. Bikaner is the desert city which is famous for Kapil. It is also famous for Bhujia and Rasgulla. Haldiram also belongs to Bikaner. And in geology, Bikaner is famous for non-metallic minerals like clay, which is also known as ball clay, and gypsum. So, topic of my presentation is economic analysis of minerals of Bikaner, Rajasthan. As I told earlier, Bikaner is the northwest part of Rajasthan, which is desert, known as hard desert, and climate is semi-arid to arid, and climatologically Bikaner is divided into two parts, north and western part, which is desert part, arid part, and south and eastern part, which is semi-arid part. Bikaner is bestowed with non-metallic minerals like volcanics, gypsum, lignite, and tanga and bajri, which is local product. And majority of ball clay and gypsum in North Rajasthan comes from Bikaner. Regarding geology, the oldest rock exposed in Bikaner belongs to Marwar Supergroup of Neopaternic to Precambrian age in the form of Pillara limestone, which is exposed in the extreme southern part of the map, which is overlaid by marble group sandstone, and tertiary rocks are uncontrollably overlaid. These rocks in the form of Parana formation, Mud formation, and Jogira formation. All the clay deposits are confined to mud formation, and all the gypsum deposits belongs to younger formation of quaternaries in the form of gypsite or in the form of serenite. These are the common minerals which occur in Bikaner, as I told earlier. Lignite and petroleum are two other energy resources
safe minerals produced in Bikane. And these are also revenue earning units. This graph shows production of these wood minerals. These are the value of sales value. Production, sale value and revenue. The time series analysis of these four minerals, which are gypsum, clay, lignite and tukadoji, related to production, sale value and revenue has been carried out. And the trade question is y is equal to a plus bt and trade value plus calculated In this equation, A is the intercept, B is the coefficient of strain, and T is the time. And this table shows the different trade equations of the production, revenue, and sale value of these four minerals: gypsum, clay, tukadoji, and lignite. This graph shows the main values of production of clay in Bikane. The trend is increasing trend, and these are the production of gypsum, which was declining trend. The trend of production of tukadoji is also declining, and trend of production of lignite is almost constant, slightly declining. In case of production, we have shown the positive values in the production of clay, and annual decreasing rate of gypsum is 1.2.3882 tons, which is also given table 11 figure 13. The estimated coefficient of production of lignite follows the same rate to almost constant growth in production rate. Trade value production of lignite are decreasing at a very slow rate of minus 18.6466 thousand tons, which is the indication of insignificant rise in production of lignite in recent years. The reason behind was a lignite-based power plant has not been working to its full capacity during the study period. As we know, lignite cannot be transported, and we have two thermal power plants based on these lignite deposits, one in Rashtrasant and one in Goda. The production of tukadoji is annual rate of decrease of minus 947.0652 thousand tons. Regarding the revenue and sale value, the revenue of clay shows increasing trend, and sale value of clay also shows increasing trend, but the revenue of gypsum shows increasing trend and sale value shows decreasing trend. Revenue of tukadoji also shows increasing trend, but sale value of tukadoji shows decreasing trend. Revenue of lignite or sale value of lignite have constant trend. Clay and lignite have positive coefficients, indicating that the rising rates over the time period of 10 years, whereas gypsum and tukadoji have negative coefficients. Clay is the highest revenue earner for the government, and lignite has continuously decreasing trend in general during the last 10 years. The trend equation reveals insignificant T values, that is, government is not getting as much revenue from gypsum mining as it is expected. In case of revenue of tukadoji, trade value indicates a significant contribution. There was a sharp decline in production in the years 2017-18 the study period. The sale value has shown a rising trend in clay and falling trend in gypsum and tukadoji. Although coefficient of sale value of lignite is positive with rising trend, yet as it is T value suggests, the contribution of this value is not as commendable as those of other minerals. One more important aspect related to mining is employment. We have also carried out time series analysis of employment of these minerals. The gypsum mining shows a decreasing employment potential as number of employed people were 650 persons in
2011, which is 16.5%, which decreased to 222 persons, which is 12% of the total employment of the area. Almost 3 times fall in the employment in terms of percentage has been recorded in the last 10 years. Apparently, gypsum has not shown significant growth in the last 10 years in spheres of production, say value, revenue and employment. The time series analysis which has been carried out on the same procedure, and the key value suggests that employment is not increasing at the expected rate. Yes, sir. Just 2 minutes. When we consider the time of presents, the decreasing trade gypsum and kangar bajri and increasing trade value lignite and ball clay. When we consider these parameters and the points which are comes out of the study, there are very large number of mines are unsystematic and unorganized. These mines are manual because of their small mining areas and lack of proper marketing of mining products according to the demand of buyers, and grading of clay according to its uses was not proper because of the lack of ceramic industry testing laboratory. Business validation not possible. Lack of R&D facilities, the demand for bulk and quality consistency is increasing at faster rate, but there is a lack of testing and verification facilities at mine sites, which are the vital factor to sustain the demand for the bulk. Conclusion: these industries are not given their due importance in the development of this region. Illegal mining should be banned. Mine owners should be encouraged to adopt mechanized mining methods and mine the resource in a sustainable manner to improve the production in the environment. And government should encourage to develop local resource-based industries to utilize the clean resources that will help to increase the production of these minerals as well as employment. Thank you so much.
Because it's not final. is the location map of Mangalore Development that is having a Bhandari Kumbhala district of Telangana. This is the geological map. You can see the Mambala is resting over accounts. And you can see we have built first time 8 roads of 1 kilometer depth each. Total cumulative depth of 8 kilometers. And you can see this road MGR4 where we can establish the 20 kilowatt geothermal power plant. And this is one more because 6A, here the temperature, surface temperature is 81 degrees Celsius. And this is the certificate map. This is the mathematical survey data of that one road. You can see the high connecting zones here, this area also. And here you find 2% of helium in one road, maximum 2% of helium. That range from 0.9 to 2%. This is also another profile at Mangalore. These are the field models. These are the field models. This is MGR3 and this is MGR4. You can see the discharge rate is 800 liters per minute and the temperature is 68 degrees Celsius. And the water level you can find almost 70 degrees Celsius. This is the overall graphical visual of Mangalore geothermal field. You can see the pathals. These are the pathals. That is main quartile, and these are Gondwanas. And that this is MGR4. And you can see the thermal levels. This is the schematic model of Mangalore geothermal field. Here you see this is the MGR4. We can establish 20 kilowatt geothermal power plant. You can see these are the basements made in granite and ice. And this is the pathal. These are Gondwanas. Here is 12 megawatt, 19 square kilometer area. This is the estimate 1,000 kilometer depth. These are the borrow, this is the highest temperature, the BW6 is surface temperature that is 81 degrees Celsius. This is MGR4, this is also artificial temperature, and this is temperature 3 and 7. These are the two key techniques. The discharge of this borrow is 800 liters per minute. The temperature is 88 degrees Celsius. This is the schematic model of the power plant. Here you can see the natural beautiful, these are the background, these are the thermal reservoirs, and this is the production real and you can see that this is the initial one. These are the development work of Mangalore development now where the civil work is continued for development of 20 kilowatt power plant. These are the ORC equipment room for power plant. This is the 5 kilowatt lab scale was estimated Serum Institute of Industrial Research at Telangana. This is already inaugurated in November 2022 by the Secretary Amalia. This is the inauguration picture that 5 kilowatt installation. This is inaugurated by the Joint Secretary Amalia. Please keep silent. This is the laboratory method of 5 kilowatt plant. Thank you.
Any queries from the audience? What is the current status of Palghar?
More than 80 degrees Celsius. So 40 meters will go. This is what he said. He said, बाद में आया पीछे नेक्स्ट रोड प्लान करने वाला है.
With this, I conclude this technical session. Thank you very much.
Now we have 5 to 10 minutes
you have seen some of these posters. So we all know that Science Congress is, hopefully all of you have become the member of Indian Science Congress Association. Yes, no. If no, for students it is 200 rupees annual membership, and if you want to be life member, then it is 1,500 rupees to be life member for students. But otherwise it is 2,000 rupees for the life membership. So kindly you may take to be aware of various activities being undertaken under the banner of Indian Science Congress Association. And it is divided into 14 chapters. Earth Systems and section is one of those sections. So just to tell you that there are a number of activities which are organized. Like one is the best poster presentation. So you may be thinking that out of these posters, one of them will be considered as best, isn't it? The system is before 15th July you have to apply. This year there was no competition, no poster came. We requested a lot to consider. So still that request is pending. So maybe tomorrow is a meeting. If they consider one of these posters may get best poster presentation award. Otherwise not. Otherwise it is given by the chief guest during the complete program of the Indian Science Congress. Alright. So you need to apply. You need to specially apply for the best poster. There is a Young Scientist Award. This Young Scientist Award is no less than any important awards present in India. So the last date is again 15th July, and the age should be less than 35. So if you are not 35, then only you have to apply under the Young Scientist scheme. If you are say 2 months also before, they reject the application. So remember, those who are below 35 years of age, as on 1st July only, they may apply for this Young Scientist. This year you know that only 3 were there. So the Earth System Science section, just for your knowledge, before this COVID, was considered as one of the best sections. You know that physical science is there, chemical science is there. Lot of developments are taking place in those areas. Alright. But after competing with them, the Earth System Sciences section, 4 years before, it became the best section. It got fetched the award. On what basis that award is given? If there are sufficient number of applications for poster presentation, sufficient number of applications for Young Scientist Award, like this year only 3 were there should be minimum 7. And all the invitees, they come to the section. If all the foreign guests, invitees, they come to the section, all the awards, every year there is a Platinum Jubilee Award, there is a Professor W.D. West Award, there is a JP 2 times we didn't fall, so next year also we will not be considered as very good section. Now it all will be dependent. Like this year our abstract book, if you have seen, it used to be 6 times thicker than this. Alright, 6 times thicker. There were 2 years back, there were around 400 abstracts. Alright, those abstracts, they have to pass through the plagiarism test. They have to pass through the first review, and after that only they are published. 400 abstracts after that. So total abstracts received were around 600 or something. So 200 abstracts were rejected. So here, I don't think this has got more than 60 abstracts. So from 400 to 60 in the last post-COVID, whereas Government of India is giving more importance to this field than the physical science and chemical sciences. As the President of India, as well as the Prime Minister of India during his inaugural speech, they said that not many issues related to climate change, related to material science, related to earth science which are gaining importance. So it is all these things depends upon your shoulder. If you are working well, if you are taken up to the newer heights. Now, as you know that our this section, which is one of not one of the oldest, which is there since geology section, and later on geology, geography, marine science or oceanography and atmospheric science, all they combined and they became, the section name became Earth System Sciences. Before that it was only geology. Later on geography was incorporated. So like this, that's how the development in the Earth System Science section has taken place. Alright. Now this section, after this formation, has been has given not many general presidents also. You know that this year, can anybody tell me who is the general president during this Indian Science Congress? 108 Indian Science Congress. Who is the general president? Yeah? Yeah, alright, okay, I'll tell. Some of you are guessing, but she means lady. She is Madam Vijay Lakshmi Saxena. Alright, so because it is she, so that's why the theme is women empowerment. Alright, the theme is because of that only. So you should think. It is not that because of anything else. It is because the madam is there, so that's why she said that I want the theme to empower the women. That's why not many activities are going on parallel to our Earth System Science section, wherein women empowerment is being focused. We know that in this room, we are very lucky. More women, if not equal, I see more women than the men to produce good work. So that's why women empowerment, if it is properly focused, probably will be able to give good results and will be able to publish nicely. We know that every year we talk. Now another important thing is that these boxes are there. Can anybody tell me what are those boxes down there? What are those boxes? 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 17 number is there. What are those boxes down there in the banner? Yeah, that's why, because sustainable development is there in the top. Science and technology for sustainable development. So that's why sustainable development goals which are fixed by United Nations. Alright, so whenever you talk of sustainable development, you have to talk of certain goals. So in place of writing a huge story, if you just draw those icons, it means behind each icon there is a big story, big thought, big methodology, big process is there. So that's why those things are there. At times, some of the presenters, they are talking about sustainable goal 2 or 5 or 7 or like that. Because whether we are talking of green energy or whatever, for providing food or whatever food security is also, each icon has got some methods also. It is not simply the icon that is the term. Behind that, on each icon has got a book. Behind each theme, there is a complete system is there, methodology is there. So if you want to pursue, yes sir.
आप बता रहे हैं 2-3 सवाल था.
Please, most welcome.
It is about 35 years.
या below.
तो बहुत पहले की बात थी हम लोग के टाइम में. But अभी now as per the new rules, nobody can join she is fine. I had passed matriculation at the age of 30. This is impossible. So therefore 35 I think looks lower. Because somebody will do PhD and now 30 to 33 over the time. So those things are not specifically decided properly. Given some time, given some period.
Sure. So it is
I think it should be 45 or even a little more. Because now I am 85 and I am still living in Nagpur.
We also consider ourselves as
70 years and so why do you? Second thing was, you said you wanted to pay the name and don't pay as a student.
For students, yeah.
1500 per day.
Yeah, for life, for students.
Life work होगा. Because student छोड़ देने के बाद.
नहीं तो उसको सुल्तान में खत्म हो जाएगा. बस तब तक उसके बाद then
has to be 1500.
Yeah.
It life should be 300.
Yeah.
3 साल होगा.
तो 200, 600. But if they give 1500, it will become like.
कहाँ से? Life will like कहाँ?
That's what
you are taking more money. अच्छा और एक suggestion चाहता है. We are having an Indian Science Congress.
But till today, I am 85, I have never met the general president of Indian Science. There no people who come to India. जैसे द्रौपदी मुर्मू is my home state. She is the president of India. I have never met her. ये never कुछ करिए ना प्रॉब्लम इसमें. ये क्या भाषण you are giving me Nobel laureate का lecture. Nobel laureate का इसको मैं क्या बताइए सर. Yeah. This young man. So this is very important. Not like meet sectional presidents. मेरा सेक्शन में यहाँ काफी मैं आया हूँ नाम जानते हैं nobody knew me and I have put in 60 years of service in geological life. 60 years from GSF certificate. I am still geothermal के ऊपर बोला था I am the first to start geothermal exploration in India from Koga, but which I got national member award in 1972. But who knows you? हम यहाँ आएंगे सब लोग बादल टूट के चले गए कहीं भी हुआ है 5 मिनट में आपसे इंटरेक्ट नहीं कर रहा इंटरेक्ट कितना अच्छा होता क्या उम्मीद थे ये तो मुलाकात नहीं हो रही यार किसी में बिठा दिया ऐसे कमरे में बैठा है ये टॉपिक इज बैक राइट और प्रोजेक्ट मुझे तो कुछ दिख नहीं रहा टर्न टू मी बैक एंड आई हैव you to license. So let us try to do this. Let us take something systematic. That really get on the progress. We are doing these.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So each and every suggestion is of importance. So just to tell you what I was talking. Although the important thing of Indian Science Congress is that every year it is organized at some place. Like before this, it was organized at Bangalore, sometime back at Tirupati, sometime back at Jammu, sometime back at Mangalore. Alright, so it is organized at different places so that the people, those who are there, those who are not getting exposure or going away from their place and meeting the people, they can come and they can guide, they can interact with the young people. So I would like to have some your photograph with all the young people before we leave. This is one important thing. Second important thing is that, this is important that the procedure of election of General President of ISCA or President of India, the procedure is such that the general public is not involved. Because our representatives there, therefore, they choose the President of India. Same way, the representative of each and every.
Let us get our Indian Science Congress inauguration addressed by the
President of India.
Prime Minister is a very small man compared to us.
Yeah, true. This is again a very important thing. Now, this is again important that who should inaugurate the Indian Science Congress. This is again important point. What happens that normally speaking, the President of India is the seal of each and every work carried out by the Government of India. Under the banner of President of India only, we are saying the Government of India acts. So there was a great debate on this in 1947 after independence. And that time, the President of India, Dr. Rashtrasant and Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru ji, they had long discussion, and all those things are recorded. And President of India, although that time was a teacher or academician, he preferred that time to leave it to the Prime Minister of India to inaugurate. And since then, since 1947 till now, one more thing, this Indian Science Congress is 113 years old. It started in 1913, first. 1913-14 was the first year that way. So that time only, so you may be, because 100th year was was 103, 104, yeah, okay. And in between sometime during the Second World War and during the COVID, only 4 or 5 times it was not organized. Otherwise it is organized every year. And since 1947 it is organized and it is inaugurated by the Prime Minister of India. But this suggestion is of importance that we should get it inaugurated by some person of eminence. But I don't know, should we consider Prime Minister of India to be a political post or not? But it is considered to be Prime Minister and it is again a political post. And that's what is the thought maybe behind this. Second important thing is that we are definitely age of young scientists. But as we know that for getting appointment in any of the government posts, even to be a teacher, the age is 40 years only. So maybe there must be some thought which I am aware of. But remember, don't forget that if you are till you are attaining the age of 35, till that time only you will be considered as, although we remain young forever. We say that 38, 35 years or older. Only in the using the term, but we become younger day by day. So that is a different thing. But that's what is the important thing. So again, coming back to the important point which was being discussed here, that more and more contribution by youth is going to make better this session. Alright, because what happens that from a very theoretical aspects of geoscience, it is always being focused to make it more socially oriented or lab to land or lab to field or lab to society. That kind of approach is of more importance. It means that your research, your orientation should be focusing in a way that whatever you are working should have some social benefit. If you orient your thoughts that way, so whatever you will work, it will be socially oriented, the research work will be there. Because we know that how the country is growing and accordingly our contribution will be there to look after the various aspects which are of importance or which are important from the point of view of contributing towards the nation growth. So coming back to the various themes, sustainable development goals. So you know that by 2030, Government of India has promised some of the issues to be taken care of, alright, and especially to take care of the rising temperature below 2 degrees centigrade, alright, in the 100 years. But recently the target is changed and now it is considered to be below 1.5 degrees centigrade in the century. So you know that just to tell you some more important aspects. As if I ask you all that how much the climatic parameters have changed, so you may say that sir, temperature has changed a lot, precipitation has changed a lot, and you may also say that various parameters, components associated with climate, this temperature and precipitation has changed. Alright, so we were also thinking like this because I belong to Shillong. So because in October, November the water used to get frozen. So we were also thinking that the temperature has changed a lot. So one of our research team with the funding from the Government of India, we carried out the work that in the past 100 years, how much temperature has changed. Alright, this is important for you all to know that in the past 100 years, how much temperature might have changed. Can anybody wants to guess? Or can anyone guess? What do you think? How much temperature might have changed? You people, can you guess? How much temperature might have changed in the last 100 years? Anybody wants to guess? And anyone? Sir, you also may guess. If you know, then it is a different thing. If you want to guess, then you are really guessing. Yeah. I'll tell you. Sir is saying that these temperature change studies are very difficult to predict. But I am not talking about the prediction, but I am talking about the actual values. So what do you think? By various parameters, how much? You may very easily say that 5 degrees centigrade, 10 degrees centigrade, isn't it? But when we study actually 150 years of data, and out of that 100 years of data was considered to be from some of the sites which were there since long, and the difference is 0.6 degrees centigrade from in the past 100 years. Alright, so 0.6 degrees centigrade may change, may have impact like this, whatever we are feeling. If you think 5 degrees centigrade means you perceptible change is 5 degrees centigrade, but actually after working out various models and all, it is only 0.6 degrees centigrade change. Another important factor for you to know that if the change is 0.3 degrees centigrade in the past 100 years, our body is ready to adopt and will not feel that the temperature is not changing at all. So it means 0.3 degree which is above the adaptation of the human being, like our body systems will change, all the systems, the skin thickness may change, the perception, the precipitation from the body will change, all those factors. So only actually that 0.3 degrees centigrade in the past 100 years is we are able to perceive huge amount of change. So if we are saying that in the next 100 years the change is 1.5 degrees centigrade, that is also a very big change. So we have to see to it, although being Earth scientist, this is very important again. Sir will listen to your opinion later. This is very important. We say that there has been era of ice age, warming and all. Alright, there has been time period. We know that when the Earth originated, there was no oxygen, only carbon dioxide. Now carbon dioxide is in parts per billion, less than 1%. Alright, that time it was more than 23% was carbon dioxide. With that, slowly, carbon dioxide became in the less than 1% and came to ppm level. Alright. Whereas now it is 200, 300 or 380 ppm is there, part per billion. Okay. So now the concentration is 380, 400, around 400 parts per million in the atmosphere. Okay. Now there was no oxygen that time. From that the oxygen is there. There was no nitrogen that time. After the formation of the nitrogen constitutes more than 70%. More than 23%, 20% is the oxygen. So you can understand that the Earth itself has got certain activities, certain parameters which are in a very dynamic control of it. So the important thing is with respect to climate change, how much our contribution can be. So, but whatever little we are able to contribute, we should be able to see to it that our contribution should not change, should not be allowed to change the composition so that it has got certain impacts. So just to bring you back to the section again, Earth System Science section, you know that other than physical science, other than medical science, alright, other than mathematical science, other than such sciences which are led by different sections, the Earth System Science is very, very dynamic. Since the origin of the Earth, since the presence of the mankind, since the evolution of various plants and all, the Earth has been reflecting a lot of changes. Our science, this section is supposed to be very, very dynamic, and that dynamism can only be through your participation. So you have to be very, very active in participating, so that our section becomes again one of the best and the leading sections. You know that we use physical science as a tool. We use You know that we break for tea now, and if not this year, at least those who are for poster presentation, everybody is here. There is no age bar. For young scientist award, don't forget the age bar. So we'll have a cup of tea, short cup of tea, and then we'll encourage the various poster presenters by way of discussion and all. Those who have got the presentation should come back, should report to the room within 5 minutes of break of the tea. With this, thank you. And you all are welcome to the next Indian Science Congress, wherever it is. Before I forget again, you all should become a life member. Alright? Don't miss this chance. Students, you are there, but students, because those who are not going to remain in the earth science for longer time, or they will join some industry, they are less interested, but still, you can become annual member at least. Don't miss the chance. One copy of your MSc or BSc mark sheet, so that you are graduate. It is only for graduate students. Alright? So that you should have a copy of your Aadhaar, or Aadhaar is the most common, or your even university ID, where your age of birth is there, where your year of birth is there, or any of such IDs where your recognition is there, your photo is there. Alright, so with this, again, thank you for participating. Thank you. Try to become the life member, so that you have got a voting, so that you can choose the right president, so that you are able to choose get the right activities as you desire. Thank you. Now let us have one photo. Sir, please. Let us have one group photo. आइए अरे सर प्लीज बहुत खड़े खड़े सीरियस हो गए। हाँ सर। उनको इधर बैठे संजय साहब।
Thank you. Camera. Oh.
So, dear friends, you all know that we had very good program, and this program was organized under the auspices of our system science section, which is headed by Professor. We are very lucky to have him as the president, and this various eminent people, as I was telling you, that even those who have become the general president, I would like to give mic to Dr. Rashtrasant Tukadoji Maharaj, who is the president of our system science section, to kindly conduct the program.
Who has given us hospitality for conducting this program. Thank you, ma'am. Who has done a lot of work, and the program became successful due to him. Dr. Pila will be the next national president of our system. A very renowned mineral explorationist. We welcome and thank you, sir. Dr. Leader of regional chapter from South. So we welcome Dr. Sinha. He has done a lot of work. So I will thank you, sir. So I thank. It is not the I should say the delegates that you have made this program vibrant and dynamic. Thanks to you all. So if for 30 seconds, if you have anything,
हम देख रहे थे 3 दिन से अर्थ सिस्टम साइंसेस, जिसमें कि ज्योग्राफी, ओशनोग्राफी, ये सारे विषय सम्मिलित किए गए और सब पर यहाँ पर पेपर प्रेजेंटेशन हुए और आप सब लोगों ने उसका लाभ उठाया। अगला जो सत्र होगा जो सेशन होगा जहाँ भी हो, अभी स्थान तो नहीं डिसाइड है, लेकिन हम यही आप सब लोगों से अपील करेंगे कि आप सब लोग वहाँ अधिक से अधिक संख्या में उपस्थित हों, क्योंकि हमारे सत्र की जो महत्ता है और सत्र की जो उपादेयता है ये तभी संभव है जब आप सब लोगों की अधिकतम भागीदारी होगी। तो हम चाहेंगे कि आप सब लोग अधिक से अधिक मात्रा में आएँ, पेपर प्रेजेंट करें और अपना रजिस्ट्रेशन कराएँ और कुछ सीखें, लर्न करें और अपने विचारों से हम सब लोगों को अवगत भी कराएं। इस संबंध में चूँकि समय कुछ ज़्यादा हो रहा है, लेकिन एक दो बार आप सब लोगों के साथ कुछ शेयर करने का। तो जैसा कि हम सब लोग जानते हैं कि अभी क्लाइमेट चेंज पर बहुत सारी बातें हो रही हैं, सर का पेपर भी था और सभी लोग ही जिम्मेदार हैं। जो हमारी एक्टिविटीज़ हैं उसी से क्लाइमेट चेंज का प्रभाव पड़ रहा है। जैसा कि अभी आज के न्यूज़ में चल रहा था कि जोशी मठ में, उत्तरांचल के जोशी मठ में दरार पड़ गया है, होटल सब जो है वो गिर रही हैं और वहाँ पर इंक्वायरी बैठ रही है। उसके पीछे जो कुछ कमेंट्स आ रहे थे वो आ रहे थे कि वृक्षारोपण जो वहाँ पे हुआ था, जो पौधे थे उनको काट दिया गया और ड्रेनेज सिस्टम प्रॉपर न होने से केवल जो है मल्टी स्टोरेज बिल्डिंग बनाई जाने लगी थी, जिससे कि वहाँ का जो स्ट्रक्चर है उसमें इम्बैलेंस हुआ और ये त्रासदी होने जा रही है। लोग घर छोड़ करके जा रहे हैं। पर्यावरण के संदर्भ में यदि हम लोग बात करें तो आपने कोरोना काल में देखा था कि ऑक्सीजन का जो सिलेंडर है वो कितना महंगा हो गया था और आप यकीन नहीं करेंगे किसी ऑक्सीजन सिलेंडर की उपलब्धता की वजह से, उपलब्धता न होने की वजह से कई लोगों की जान गई और सिलेंडर की जो कीमत थी वो लाखों रुपए में एक सिलेंडर बिका और उसके बावजूद भी नहीं मिला। हम सब लोग जानते हैं कि ऑक्सीजन आता कहाँ से है, इसका जो मैन्युफैक्चरर है वो प्लांट्स है। फोटोसिंथेसिस प्रोसेस के द्वारा जो हमारा कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड है उसको एब्जॉर्ब करके और ऑक्सीजन को प्रोडक्शन होता है। तो हम सब लोग क्यों ना अपने घर में पौधों को लगाएं, हम अपने घर को हरित घर बनाएं, ग्रीन हाउस बनाएं, ग्रीन होम बनाएं। हाउस से तो दूसरा अर्थ हो जाता है, इसलिए हम ग्रीन होम कह रहे हैं, ग्रीन हाउस नहीं कह रहे हैं, ग्रीन होम बनाएं। ऐसे तमाम इंडोर प्लांट्स हैं, आउटडोर प्लांट्स हैं जो 24 आवर्स ऑक्सीजन देते हैं, उनको हम अपने घर में लगाएं। हम लोग देखते हैं जब ऑक्सीजन की प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है तो हम ऑक्सीजन के लिए प्यूरीफायर लगाते हैं घर में, एयर प्यूरीफायर लगाते हैं। उस एयर प्यूरीफायर की जगह पर यदि हम इंडोर प्लांट लगा देंगे तो हमें ऐसा लगता है कि वो कार्य पूरा होगा। तीसरी बात यह है कि वाटर कंजर्वेशन, आज बात हो रही है वाटर के लिए। वाटर की जो प्रॉब्लम है, स्कैर्सिटी जो है, आप हम लोग जानते ही हैं। हम लोग ये भी जानते हैं कि 97% वाटर पीने योग्य है और उसमें से 1% के ही अंदर हमारे लिए उपयोगी है, बाकी सब जो है स्नो के रूप में है या डीप अंडरग्राउंड वाटर के रूप में। तो हम लोग को वाटर का कंजर्वेशन करने को खोल दिया, पानी बहता रहता है तो नहाते हैं, शावर खोल दिया या वास्तव में नहाते हैं तो कितनी कर सकते हैं। तो ऐसा करने की आवश्यकता है। इसके अलावा पॉलीथीन है और वो भी वो पॉलीथीन जो सिंगल यूज पॉलीथीन है जिसका कि डिस्पोजल नहीं हो पाता, जिसको हम कहीं रख नहीं पाते, न कोई लेता है न रिसाइकिल होता है। कहते हैं कि आपके पास एक प्लास्टिक की बोतल होती है तो यहाँ भी पड़ी हुई है, इधर उधर बिखरी पड़ी हुई है। आपके पास जो प्लास्टिक की बोतल है उस प्लास्टिक की बोतल में जो भी पॉलीथीन सिंगल यूज वाली आपके घर में आती है उसके अंदर डाल करके ठूस करके भरिए। ऐसा ये देखा गया है कि 3 महीने में जितनी भी पॉलीथीन आपके घर में आएगी वो सारी की सारी पॉलीथीन 1 लीटर के बोतल में इंसर्ट हो जाएगी, उसके अंदर आ जाएगी। तो साल भर में आपके कुल 4 बोतल तैयार होंगे 1-1 लीटर के। अब आप जितना पॉलीथीन घर से बाहर जा रहा था वो सड़क पे जा रहा था, नालियों में जा रहा था, सीवर सिस्टम जो है वो चोक हो रहे थे। तो ये सारी प्रॉब्लम समाप्त हो जाएगी। जो वेस्ट वाटर है, म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन में जो वेस्ट जो है सॉलिड वेस्ट है उसका सेग्रीगेशन इसलिए नहीं हो पाता क्योंकि सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम वो है कि उसमें जो है पॉलीथीन है। यदि इस पॉलीथीन को आप अपने घर पे ही रोक लें, सोर्स रोक लें, तो संभवतः जो ड्राई वेस्ट है और जो लिक्विड वेस्ट है दोनों वेस्ट को मिला करके उसको जो है हम खाद बना सकते हैं, अन्य रूपों में यूज कर सकते हैं, लेकिन वो नहीं पाता। तो हमारा जो केवल आपके साथ केवल एक अनुरोध है, इको ब्रेक, कि पॉलीथीन को प्लास्टिक की बोतल में डाल करके अपने घर से बाहर न जाने दें, अपने घर को हरित घर बनाएं। हम सब लोग ये संकल्प जरूर करेंगे, हमें अपने पर्यावरण के प्रति सचेत रहना है, उसका संरक्षण करना है। धन्यवाद, जय हिंद।
So, my takeaway on behalf of all of us could be, I cannot say that everybody should have this takeaway, but my takeaway, what I could understand, it was a nice effort which has come in a form of very nice conductance. I thank Professor Verma for giving this opportunity to participate as well as to see the proceedings of Indian Science Congress. My impression was this type of art system science should be strengthened. It needs a lot of strengthening. The earth system science is basically requires participation from all quarters, which was probably not there. Probably next session we should have. So that is one thing. Second thing, in the participation of youngsters, if youngsters are coming naturally, they will get opportunity to develop. That is the second takeaway. And we should bring back the glory of our system science section as already been pointed out by Walia when he was referring to Demisa and main takeaway from this science congress. And we should develop the nurturing of science, especially the earth system science through this program.
Very interesting, lot of participants. But despite all this, I am disappointed as a very serious. Probably I am the oldest here. I did my MS in 1960. What has disappointed me is that even now in the world, I find school of mine. That's all. They must be attracted towards it. We want them. There should be more government agencies participating because whatever we think they decide should be. So now outside man is there. Thank you.
I am little, the scared of Atul because the standard he has set for this session has put me to put extra hard work to enter in the next session as the president of the next session. Wherever the science congress is taking place, I will try to bring the government organization, the student, and the maximum participation of the younger people in the section of the earth science, so that the earth science is populated and the popularized in a better way. Use this there. So with this assurance, I hand over the mic to you.
We are giving thanks to all the people who are involved here directly, indirectly. First and foremost, the Professor Verma sir. It is because of his cool, calm and very cool and very comfortable attitude. And also I thank the section recorder, Rashtrasant sir, who has been very particular about time. Then I have to thank my colleagues in the department who have been working really hard for this. We have to do in a quick succession. So all the colleagues were very considerate and they cooperated in their best possible manner. And then I have to thank the backbone of this conference, the students who have been working here day in, day out. I was totally dependent on them. In a way, my job was almost to sit idle somewhere to see, or maybe work as a communicator between the ISC and the students. They are really praise for this. And if you agree with me, please give a big lot of support. Then I must mention what their attitude has always been and is even now to guide us, not to criticize in that manner, but in a way that it will go in a positive direction. So all the things have to be taken, and we are very much there to take the best possible things. And then all the people who are sitting over here, Professor Walia sir, Nilendra sir, then Badi sir, हमारे बड़े भाई सिन्हा sir, and especially the host of this institution, and to us for entire this tenure, entire company. Special thanks to you, madam. All the delegates and south from the Manipur and different places all over India, they have come here. They are very considerate. Whatever lessons they are there, they try to adjust with whatever we could provide them, and goods they are there. It is because of the organizers, especially people from ISKA president and recorder and people like Bajaj sir, and because of the efforts of the youngest. If there are any lapses, I request for your pardon. So thank you very much for your participation.
Thank you. I got aware of Nagpur, the local situation, and all. Finally, we came here and we organized it so successfully. Yeah, we have organized it so successfully. So we must clap for the local organizer, and he is the local organizing secretary for. Second point, finally, all the presentations of the program that started on schedule and it ended also on schedule. Today we are 15-20 minutes before the schedule. So thanks to everyone, one of you sitting in front, and those who have made the presentation, and in the other room also. So thanks everyone for making such a nice, crisp presentation. Although it is expected to be more better in the times to come. Thanks to all the young scientists and all the media personalities and all other people, those who were there in the process of organization of this program so successfully. So with this, we have come to an end, and you know that the flow will go on. It is like a river; it will go on, and in the process, next year wherever we know that as per the information till now that Dr. Nilek Khare will take the lead. So hopefully, with the time there will be some improvement, some as per the requirement. So we owe our best wishes to him for organizing it in a much better manner. So with this, thank you everyone. Now the important aspect is the recognition of participation of especially the paper presenters. So probably our section president and secretary recorder will take over and will finish the program as early as possible. Yeah.
That is where we have to give a recommendation which will be sent through ISCA to the government. Problem subjects on Earth system sciences such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, real life problems on Earth system sciences should be encouraged. Keeping in view of Government of India declaration, coal may be utilized without carbon emission. Number B, search for alternative energy resources. So anything more you want or you can. Renewable energy. Symposium topic. Here, just we are proposing, we have got some proposal from some people that you can keep symposium topic as hydrocarbon generation resource and store. Another thing that is your carbon zero emission under package of because we are taking all things into consideration. Development also we are taking, it may be mineral development, economic development, industrial development, and also we are taking care of carbon dioxide emission, carbon emission, and we are taking also climate change. So if you will agree, we can send that recommendation for next talk. Okay. Yes. I got very little time for preparation. So although we have got some problem, but we have to understand and we have to support. But you are free to tell your problems, and if you want to suggest something, you can suggest also.
So that's it. Because at 10 the program has to start. At 10, at 5 that program has to start.
Okay. I thank you all. I again will repeat once in a while. Thank you. Yeah. आगे ये सभी लोग आगे one thing more.
दाखवावं लागते आम्हाला दाखवावं लागतं